Hello?
Sandrine, this is Danny.
You're on the Leo, and this is Leo, and you're on the Leo and Danny show, right at the top of the show, Sandrine. Right at the top of the show.
Sandrine, we spent a weekend in Vegas with you this weekend. We're going to get to that.
Okay.
I was on a bunch more drugs. You tried to force some contract on me while I was high, seeing God.
An unfair contract.
Well,
Very
a disgusting contract, to be honest.
That was bullshit. That was like the Native American slitting a white man's throat while he's sleeping.
You didn't like that contract, huh?
No, I don't like that you sprung it on me when I was high. But Sandrine,
Yeah.
let's get back to the present right now. I heard you had to leave work early because of your chakras being out of alignment.
Yeah.
Tell us how that feels. What are the symptoms of unaligned chakras?
I mean, it's just pain. It also could be my cycles coming up, too. I think that's what it is. And then just, things in general, the time of the season, things are...
Would you
shifting.
say once a month, Sandrine, around the same time, your chakras get a little misaligned? Would you say it's just a once a month thing?
Mm-hmm.
There's a lot.
For about
I definitely need an Epsom salt bath.
7
There's
days
no
or so?
doubt.
3 days of heavy flow?
Yeah, is it about
No.
is it about a 7-day thing where your chakras aren't aligned? Because I think I have an explanation.
Yeah.
Yeah, what do you think it is? Do you have any? Is it really just about once a month your chakras get misaligned?
No, it doesn't. This pain I had, guys, is very rare. This happens maybe once every, maybe 6 months, or maybe once every. Yeah, it doesn't. It was bad, and I felt like I was going to faint, and I was like, I need an Epsom. I took 2 ibuprofen, and that didn't see that. So I know it's not. And thank you for helping me remember. I know it's not my cycle because I took 2 ibuprofen and it didn't do anything. So I have to go take an Epsom salt bath, and I'm going to do that.
So there's no blood right now coming out of Sandrine's pussy.
No.
Okay, great. That's good to know. Sandrine, also, if you don't know who Sandrine is, she is the very, very, very special girl that lives in Vegas that helps us with our Vegas videos. She is basically goes back years now on the channel.
Yeah, she's been in 3.
She's been in 3.
Smash hits like the Fear and Loathing video. My employees suck, or whatever video that was. Sandrine, I'm still curious about this, though. Yeah. How does it go over at work? Or maybe, let's do this. Let's do a role play.
Yeah.
Yeah, sure.
I'm your general manager at McDonald's. You're coming to me requesting to get off work early because of misaligned chakras. Let's go. Let's go.
I didn't say it was misaligned chakras. I just said I feel like crap. I feel pain. I'm getting all this pain in this area. I'll point to my vagina, but I'll put my hand in that area, like not touching.
You pointed to your vagina.
But you know,
listen, is it a female general manager or is it a male general manager?
It's a male.
It sounds like
it's a big fat Chinese guy, and then the guy that one of the owners that he's not really an owner. He's more like he's above the manager. Okay. And he's like an African American, like legit from Africa kind of guy. And even they were telling me they were posting up a poster saying what needs to be said, and it's like, I've been in the service industry for 20 years. I know what to say. Like
How are you on this rant right now, Sandrine? This is crazy.
I'm not concerned about your conduct. I just want to hear exactly what happens after you point at your pussy and say it doesn't feel good.
I mean, I didn't point. I took my hand and just maybe the tummy area, like
after you ever so
motion.
gently laid your hand on your vagina.
I didn't touch it. So that's not what it looked like.
Sandrine, is this at all how it goes? Do you put your hand on your pussy and say, if only there was something or someone who can make this little kitty feel better? Is that how it's going down, roughly? Or are you rubbing your pussy in front of the fat Asian?
No.
Then how is he letting you off? It just seems like it's...
So you want to know why, Danny? I never call out. I never call in sick. I'm the kind of person that comes in when people call out. I'm a very reliable person. I work, and I'm one of those very
All right, let's get to the bottom of it
workers.
then, Sandrine. Why are your chakras misaligned? Does it have something to do with Danny? Because if anybody knows anything, we all know that you and Danny's relationship is a roller coaster.
Yeah.
It might, but I don't think it is, because I think it's weird. I even listened to, I heard from a video that I was listening to today that this could actually happen, and you get pains in these areas, the chakra areas. It happens from time to time. You just got to kind of cleanse yourself, do an Epsom salt bath.
Is this on your psychic's YouTube channel? Where did you see this video?
Does your psychic send you YouTube videos?
No, No, I wasn't a psychic channel, but when you're very spiritual, sometimes you get these pains that are unexplainable, and like an over-the-counter ibuprofen isn't going to do it. And then
all right, Sandrine, listen. I have a question. Do you think your soul's counterpoint is Danny Mullen?
What does that mean? Soul's counterpoint?
Your soulmate.
Your twin flame. Get the
Oh, no.
Twin flame.
No. Jack is my twin flame. But by the way, Danny, you need to read Clear Body, Clear Mind. You need to read that book, buddy.
Sandrine, I'm not going to read the Scientology propaganda. I'm not.
Okay, do you want to go to
sucks.
Is it actually?
Do you want to go to?
Yeah, she's a Scientologist.
I'm pretty sure. I'm not sure exactly what that text was she referenced. I have a hunch.
Sandrine, are you a Scientologist? Come forward with it.
I actually grew up in it though, and I read a lot of information and the purification. I think Danny should go to the Celebrity Center in LA and get a purification.
What do you say about Chapter 14 that says that if you do run into L. Ron Hubbard, you have to immediately blow him? Is that something? I just think that if in any religion, that's a little much. There's nowhere in the Bible that says anything about blowing Jesus, right, Dino?
No. I will say this.
Dino reached for the mic, decided not to dignify Leo's little tangent.
Danny.
Yeah.
When I did the purification program, I was wearing a white shirt, sweated in the sauna. It was pure clean, right? I walk out. There's literally a ring of rust around it, and also I've sweated blue and
They probably don't clean their saunas. There's a scientific explanation for this.
No, Danny, I swear to God, the shirt didn't touch the bench. It was in the front area. I've sweated blue. Blue stuff has come out of my body. Also, I have seen myself sweat. A droplet of sweat was dripping down my leg, and it was neon yellow. It was neon yellow, Danny.
Strange colors. We talked about it a little bit on the ride home, but Sandrine, let's get down to the right now. Sandrine,
Danny, I really care about you.
I appreciate that, Sandrine. I really care about you as well, which is why I want to know what you plan to do about your misaligned chakras this afternoon. You've got the whole afternoon to yourself. McDonald's has let you go mercifully. What's the plan from here on out?
Did you get an Egg McMuffin before you left work?
God, no, I don't eat the food there. Hardly.
So what are you going to do, Sandrine?
I'm going to go take a hot bath with lavender Epsom salt.
She was saying that Epsom salts would have saved you immediately when you were in your fit.
When I was on 100 milligrams again?
Yes.
Sandrine.
If he had sea salt, too, that would have helped. It would have helped. It would have probably alleviated some of the pain and whatever the hell he was. He was a mess. By the way, Danny, from all the drugs you've taken, there's such an accumulation. It could have messed up with your thought patterns and your brain.
I'm not Nikki Sixx. I did edibles twice, famously.
I'm talking about all
last
the years
year
of
in this.
alcohol. I'm talking about all the years of alcohol you've had and
you
all
couldn't
the drugs you've
get me
done.
to trade those in for anything, baby. You know how much pussy there was on those blacked out nights in San Francisco and in Las Vegas? Wouldn't trade it for the world.
Danny's a red-blooded American male. Every now and then he needs to bury his beak. You understand what we're saying?
No,
Does that mean I give a girl oral sex?
No.
Bury my beak?
Bury your penis.
Yeah. Oh, penis.
Danny,
Bury my penis. Yes,
all I'm
Sandrine.
saying is that you've got drugs lodged in your body that could be released in the sauna, and you would take niacin and drink Calamag, and you would.
What about I work out, Sandrine? That's the same end. I sweat there. I sweat in the sauna at the Scientology headquarters. There's no difference.
No, because you would take Calamag and niacin. You need to take niacin. It's a
Niacin's bullshit. Sandrine, none of your supplements would do anything. You were saying if I was in an Epsom salt bath when I was high, I would have felt better. You know what would have made me feel better? This is what happened, by the way. Unlike last year's Fear and Loathing in Las Vegas, we decided that I needed to be put in some more interesting situations.
Oh, yeah.
Leo wasn't going to allow me to curl up and go to bed at 9 p.m. He wasn't going to allow me just to lay on the sidewalk, refused to participate in any filming. So I got drugged to a 5-star steakhouse in the middle of the Venetian while
I think
peeking.
you deserve it for having me blocked for a year and a half and not helping.
Sandrine, you know what would have made me feel better? Blocking aside, I would have felt better if you didn't show up blasting Barracuda. That was the song you were playing, right?
Yep.
She tried to make an entrance with and if the real thing don't do the trick. That song, she comes over and starts smacking me and kissing at me, telling me I don't even remember what she said.
I kissed your third eye because you were a mess. And I don't even
That is me tooable, and I should tweet at somebody.
You honestly forced it upon him while he was incapacitated. So it was.
Leo, you said I should.
Well, of course I'm going to say you should, Sandrine.
It was scary. You looked like a goblin coming at me. I was so stoned. And you were waving around these comedy sketches you wrote.
I would have,
and this
if you
were
had
trying
not
to
been,
lock
if you were
You want
sober,
access to my money,
fine.
Sandrine. That's what you've been after all along.
Sandrine, you try
No,
to
not
lock him into
really.
the
All you
content-
want is my money.
I expected sober Danny Mullen. Everyone's looking at
Sandrine, the
hilarious.
contract
I'm
was
our public voice.
it was like a 20-year contract.
A
Like,
20-year
what are you thinking
Well,
so
okay,
far? There's
so
no such
Danny,
thing as a 20-year
Danny,
contract.
If it's out of your price range, I completely understand. That's always compromisable, and we can arrange that at your disposal whenever it's convenient for you.
You know what? I'm going to show up even higher to the next meeting.
Oh, no.
Yeah.
I don't like it when you're high.
I'm going to be on coke
sober
this time,
Danny.
too, and I'm going to be violent. I'm going to be drinking brown liquor.
Sandrine,
Sober
listen.
Danny is so appealing.
Sober Danny's a little bitch. Signed
Danny's
Drunk Danny.
beautiful.
What do you think's in this coffee cup in my right hand? Not coffee. Or
Yeah,
at
it's
least not
coffee.
just.
It's probably mud flap coffee, and I'm sure you're not drinking. And I'm proud of you that you're not drinking.
It is mud flap coffee, but there's a little bit of
psychic.
Jim Beam inside.
I wonder if I could guess what Danny's wearing. Oh, that'd
It's
be
an
funny
Irish
if I could
coffee, Sandrine. That's what it is.
Sandrine, guess what
I'm
I'm
Irish.
She wants to guess what I'm wearing. Guess what I'm wearing.
Go ahead.
I don't know. You're either wearing a white T-shirt that's a little ripped or a jersey. I can't figure it out.
I'm
jersey.
wearing lace panties and a bra that can barely contain my voluptuous breasts.
It's our Halloween episode, and to be honest, he actually is in full drag right
Mm-hmm.
now. It's gnarly.
Really?
Yep.
Yeah.
And I took a Viagra, so I'm rock hard for the next 2 hours.
It honestly, it's pretty shocking to just have to do a podcast with Danny while Danny has an erection.
Yeah.
But we're going to pull it off, Sandrine.
Sandrine, again, I don't know where we're going to go from our botched business deal this weekend. It ended. We tried, after the disastrous high dinner, we tried to sort it out on a gondola ride. We went over the contract again.
I'm
She lit some
surprised you're doing
sage.
this podcast right now, Danny. I would think you'd want to keep all this a surprise for the video. I think you're giving a lot of the video away. And it's kinda
Sandrine,
sad.
who's got the channel, me or you?
You
Who
do.
kno- all I'm doing right now is pumping this thing up. It's the Fear and
that
Loathing
is
video.
true.
People
That
are
is
going
true.
to
That's a
watch
big
it
deal.
regardless, okay, Sandrine?
No, you're right.
Regardless.
Did I say regardless?
Yeah, regardless.
That's that 100 milligrams. I almost said 200 milligrams. That's that coming back to bite me. Regardless, Sandrine, people are going to watch the video. Mm-hmm. Who would you rather fuck around with, Dino or Austin?
I'm not. They're not my cup of tea. As far
Who
I,
would you rather fuck around with,
Excuse me.
Danny or Jack? And think about your future.
Jack.
Don't think about. But Jack doesn't love you. He just wants to get. He wants some fucking young pussy. He's an old fuck.
Oh God! Don't call
know what
him
I
that,
mean?
Leo, please. Oh
I'm
my
sorry.
God.
Does he listen to this?
That's from the naked.
Fuck you, Jack.
That's your viewpoint from the naked eye. You can't see beyond.
It's my viewpoint from the naked eye. I can't see from the third eye. Okay, let me think about this.
You
Let me
can't
think about
see.
this.
You can't see beyond the physical. It's
Wait
like,
a second. I got an idea. I'm going to let Danny try to tell me who Jack is from his third eye, and then we're going to go with Dino, and then we're going to go with Austin, and then we're going to go with me. We're all going to try to see him with our third eye.
I'm just saying, like, you guys just see the
Who do you think
physical.
he is?
You
All
guys
right, so
don't know.
listen.
You guys don't know the spiritual and amazing relationship I
No,
have with him.
Sandrine,
And the
nobody takes
physical.
your relationship with this 72-year-old
okay.
seriously. The guy
And I
fled
don't
to
care what people
Arizona.
think.
He's probably years away from death, a couple of years. I wish it
No,
were weeks,
actually
personally.
not. You
I hope there's a
no.
gas leak in this old bag of skins
Okay,
home.
Danny, do you want me to hang up?
I'm sorry. I'm sorry for saying that about
That's
Jack.
what I see him in my I see him in my third eye,
my-
Leo.
Of course.
Dan, I see him face down on
Danny?
his living room floor
you,
with a spilt glass of milk
my-
and a slow hiss coming out of the fireplace.
Sandrine, this is what I see.
And I see his dog, who he accidentally
He doesn't have
locked
a
in the
fucking
back
dog.
room,
Oh, my
clawing
God.
desperately at the door because he hasn't been
Oh.
fed in 2 days.
Oh.
And eventually, Fido gets through the door, finds the corpse of his former owner,
You know, Danny's
and devours
insanely
him
jealous of
from the
Jack.
face down. Maybe I am. Maybe I am.
The dog had to survive, Sandrine. How the fuck else would he survive? He ate Jack. Sorry.
Oh gosh.
All right, listen. He's probably a good guy, but he probably does have a secret laptop that he keeps under some floorboards that has a lot of child pornography on it, Sandrine.
Okay, Leo.
A lot of it.
Leo, you're really
I'm
drawing
sorry.
a line now.
I'm sorry. I'm so sorry I said that about Jack.
Leo, you crossed the line, asshole.
I'm sorry I said that about Jack. I'm so sorry.
Sandrine, I didn't cross the line, right? Because mine was a joke.
It's.
Did Danny cross the line?
No.
It wasn't what I wanted to hear. By the way,
Stop out.
Danny.
Did Danny cross the line or not, Sandrine?
I would say yes.
Okay, good. We both crossed the line. It's fair.
Slow methane leak.
Danny, not that I want to talk about this on the pod, but we did not do it properly on the phone as far as unblocking me goes. So you just have to text me, click the S on my name, and then scroll down, go to info, because I'm still blocked, and this is not making
Sandrine, I missed 2 calls this morning from mysterious numbers.
Yeah,
those
because
you by
I
any
was
chance?
blocked. Yeah, because I was still blocked.
He's going to unblock you.
But Sandrine, if I unblock you, am I going to receive multiple calls every morning?
Listen,
God,
you get
no,
one
you think I have
text
better
message a
things to do with
week.
my
Let's give
time.
her an allowance. Sandrine, we're going to give you an
Danny,
allowance.
I'm not
You
gonna,
get
you think I want to
one.
bombard Danny with fucking calls? I have a life to live. I have
Sandrine, you've contacted a couple other people on this that are part of this Danny Mullen regime about Danny. Okay, I know that you contacted me. Now, be honest. Have you contacted Nico as well about this?
I contacted Nico and Leo just so he could.
Nico's got a job to do, Sandrine.
He's also an absolute alcoholic. He doesn't remember anything.
Yeah, I wondered about that, about if that would be a problem. Anyway, that's all. I just wanted. Leo, you did send him the screenshot though, right? And Danny,
I already masturbated to it, Sandrine. Sandrine, I'm looking at Austin's hair right now. It's getting a little long, and it's looking a little spooky. Is there any chance there's a paranormal invasion of his hair follicles?
Oh God!
Is that possible?
I think you're overreacting,
Sandrine,
honey.
let me ask you something. There's an explanation. There's a cosmic explanation for almost anything, right? And you are an expert of sorts.
I wouldn't say I'm an expert, but
you're spiritually an expert, right?
Austin, come here. Let me feel your hair.
I think that
tune it to just this camera right here, the Dino cam.
There's something strange about Austin's hair, and I think that we need to do something about it.
I think so.
What do you suggest, Sandrine? Anything?
I think there are better things to talk about. I think you guys are wasting your time, to be honest.
No.
Sandrine, you lock it up. You go.
Huh?
We're trying to ask for your advice here. We want Austin.
Sandrine,
Danny's touching Austin's head right now.
Sandrine, I'm going to rub his hair against the microphone. I'm almost positive there's a creepy crawly somewhere in here. Let's try.
Now, Sandrine, please, try to use your psychic powers to figure this out.
Listen.
No, he's not.
It's
not a gay
did he go
thing,
to bed
Austin.
Did he go to bed with wet hair? Is that what
Did you go to bed
happened?
with wet hair? Did you go to bed with wet hair, Austin?
He did.
No.
Yes, he did. He went to bed with wet hair. Yes, Sandrine.
He went to bed with wet hair.
What else do you suggest? He also hasn't washed it since October of 2018.
Sandrine, the wet hair thing, what does that mean?
All I can think about right now is the fact that Danny said that he was interested in doing the purification program, and he's completely going back on his word now. It's kind of
Sandrine,
sad.
He did an enema last night, if that's what you're wondering.
Yes.
Okay? That's the purification program, correct?
So, no, it's going into a
Oh my God.
sauna. And
Oh my
taking
God,
certain
dude.
Vitamins and taking niacin and sweating till rust comes out of your body and all
Danny
sorts
just
of weird
clipped
stuff.
off a huge lop of Austin's hair off with some staple scissors.
I actually ordered these off Amazon.
How do you feel about that, Sandrine?
I really could care less, to be honest.
Sandrine,
what the fuck?
I'm never going to take a chance when I think there might be paranormal activity in somebody's scalp.
So is it just his hair's all staticky?
Get this
Did
nice
he get
patch.
It's
shocked
staticky,
recently?
but also there seems to be some sort of... I think I see a face in the side of his head.
Get that patch
Leo,
right
the
there.
problem is, how are we going to dispose of this without
Make it a
ruining
mess?
my podcast room?
I think we put it in Dino's underwear.
Okay. That is a
Wait,
fine
we can't do
solution.
that? Because it's gay?
Yeah, it's gay as hell, boy.
Okay.
Yeah, put it in the light.
We're putting it in the light. It actually might be nice.
Yeah, it could be. It could add some.
Sandrine,
That actually looks pretty.
once
sick.
again, I'm not taking any chances.
Yeah, we're clipping it all off, Sandrine, and I don't understand why you're not.
If you
helping us
guys
with
really
this.
okay, so if you guys really I'm sure you guys are just doing a bit, but if you truly even when you guys are alone and not on a podcast and you guys feel off, you guys should get some white Native American sage, some Palo Santo, burn that, get some dragon
white
blood.
Native American sage?
Danny, did you ever blood even burn the incense I sent you or gave you on the third shoot we did together?
Sandrine, if you're burning them every day of the week and you still have to call out sick from McDonald's because of chakras, it's not working.
I think it's because Jack has something to do with that. I don't know. Maybe you need to purge yourself with Jack.
You guys are gonna love this. Okay, so last night, out of nowhere, around 9 o'clock, I'm just walking. I'm in my room or house because it's a little guest house. It's a casita. I'm walking right out of nowhere. I start feeling like I'm drunk and I couldn't even really talk. I don't really talk much to myself, but when I do, I can just. I started like slurring when I said something, and it was only 9 o'clock. I feel dizzy, and I'm like, I feel like I'm drunk right now. I think Jack is actually. I think he got drunk last night because I can feel his energy. I could be wrong, but. There was no explanation for that.
You said you couldn't talk for a little bit?
I wouldn't be surprised if he looked at my Instagram and saw all the Danny stuff that I reposted back onto my Instagram.
Is he jealous of Danny? Be honest.
Absolutely. And Danny's jealous of Jack. What? And you guys
I am jealous of Jack.
Yeah.
Why do you love Jack? Fuck Jack.
Do we think Jack exists?
I blatantly said that I do not believe he exists so many times. You could not provide a shred of evidence that he exists. You did not want to show me the bank statement. You said, I have to look for it for 5 to 10 minutes. I was like, go ahead.
If I go to Wells Fargo, they could probably print it out.
I want you to go to Wells Fargo today.
Print it out.
And I want to print out and I want to send them my email.
Of the Venmo'd money allegedly from Jack.
Absolutely. Everything you have possibly to prove that he's real, because if he is real, we're going to stop talking about him.
On rent, I'm paying the rent, soon, so I can ask for a bank statement from September of 2020 of the $500 he sent me.
Right, and I would love to see something with a legal name.
No caller ID. Well, it says
no
Jack
caller
Miller.
ID doesn't work, Sandrine. Obviously.
Okay, fine. So the closest thing I can show for proof is the bank statement part of it.
He doesn't exist, Sandrine.
Okay, so how would you explain the picture of him and I then?
I think you. That is tough to explain.
That's Uncle
Fred.
It's your uncle.
Is it a family member, Sandrine?
It's your uncle. If I asked your mother, she said he shows up at every family barbecue.
Yeah,
that's Uncle Freddie.
Oh my God, no, boys, you just don't know enough about Jack. That's all.
Three-way your mother right now. Jerk it off.
All right, Sandrine. We tried. We tried to get your lovely mother on the phone. We failed. What's that? That's both of them. Yeah. I think we just cut the entire trying to call the mom thing off the pod.
Fuck.
How much longer until our ghost expert arrives?
He says 11:15 because his wife. He had to take his wife to the hospital this morning, but she's a big fan of us too. And we do have one of the utmost.
Sandrine.
Of course.
To accept.
We have a guest today, Chad Kalik. I think it's pronounced Kalik. He's
Hello.
one of the utmost best. He's one of the most, I guess.
What was that?
Sandrine, shut your mouth. I'm talking about something different now. We have a ghost expert. I would literally, any of the top ghost hunters in the world, this guy is up there in the top 5, I'd say. Not only that, he's experienced some things that he truly believes were actual ghost paranormal experiences. He is an educated guy. He's a director of a series on A&E that's been going on for a long time. And he happens to show guests.
I love it.
Fan.
Successful. A little bit off kilter with the whole ghosty ghost thing.
Yep.
Big fan. Big fan. Sort of like Sandrine.
He's basically exactly like
minus
Sandrine.
Successful.
Yeah, because Sandrine does work at McDonald's and she is 30 years old. But that's okay because if you do become a manager at McDonald's, I know that they make $140K, something like that, like $120 to $140K.
Good pay. Good pay. Especially in Vegas. That'll go far. Yeah. Sandrine, we're going to have a ghost expert on. Do you have any objections, though I'm not sure why I even ask?
Do you actually legitimately have a ghost expert?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we do, Sandrine. His name's Chad Kalik, and he's one of the most influential ghost minds in the United States.
And Sandrine, if you try to screw me once more with an overbearing contract, I'm going to get him to send a ghost to Jack's house in Arizona.
He's going to see a lot of fucking disgusting stuff in there.
Hey, you guys don't know shit. Jack's divinely protected. And
no, he's not.
He's divinely protected?
Not once I talked to Chad Kalik.
They didn't divinely protect his fucking hairline, that bald fuck. Sorry, Sandrine. I'm sorry I
Oh
said
my
that.
God! Oh my God!
I'm
It's
so
true.
sorry.
And
Jesus had a full
understand
head of
you
hair
guys
the
are
whole time because he had
that's
divine
what
protection.
treated me. I understand that part. Even my mom is, upset of how he's treated me, and I understand your rage for, leaving me and treating me like crap. But
Yeah, he did leave you, and he looks a lot like a taller George Costanza. So I don't see what you see in him. What is it? What is it about him?
Sandrine, we got to move on from Jack and
Yeah, I'm
this
sorry.
conversation.
This is getting
Yeah.
out of hand.
Sandrine, this has been great, though. I'm so happy you called in to tell us about your day. I'm going to unblock you. We'll be in touch soon, but we got to move along here.
I understand. You guys have fun.
All
Love
right,
you,
Sandrine,
Sandrine.
you have a great day.
I love you.
Oh, thank you.
You're welcome. No, I can't hear any more about Jack. I like threatening him, but I don't. Once we get down the rabbit hole of how they're related or their spirits intertwinedness,
It's frightening, and it's also very frustrating.
it is.
Yeah.
What's more exciting to me right now is that I guess this is something we can talk about because it has nothing to do with the video. But you, Adam Fu, the guy who I famously double vaginaled a woman with, and Nico went out on Friday night, and I really couldn't believe it when I heard it, but how offensive this was didn't hit me until after the trip was over. That Nico went outside the bar and took a shit and vomited behind a dumpster.
Danny, listen, a lot of people might say that Neeks, when Neeks comes out, you think, is he an exaggerated version of himself? Is he playing to the camera?
Uh-huh.
The true answer is he becomes Neeks on his own so often that it's insane how quickly he changes from one human to the next. Him taking his shit outside as Neeks totally makes sense.
I'm gonna
Something
call
he
him.
would do.
I gotta call him.
Let's call him. And what we decided after we got that information, I think, is that he has to be in the Edward 40 hands as a contestant.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And what we didn't know that I'm going to ask him right now was, well, I guess you'll see. He should answer because him and I have been communing all
And
day.
also because he's your employee and he's working right now.
I didn't think about that.
He's working right now.
And you
He's
thought-
on the clock.
You
Danny.
thought Sandrine's contract was bad? You should see what I got
Really?
Nico tied up in.
Yes.
It's bad, dude.
Hello?
Neeks,
What's up?
you're on the Leo and Danny show. We want to talk about the fact that you shit yourself outside a bar in Las Vegas.
I want.
Oh, dang. Yeah.
Oh my God, there's a cockroach in the studio. Oh my God, Dino, go kill it.
We need your cat.
I know he would be smoking that thing right now.
We had Brando in here not long ago, and he
Yeah.
killed a spider.
He did kill a spider.
Oh my God, he would have a field day with that cockroach.
That is a giant cockroach, a worthy opponent for any cat. Woo, that thing would be.
Wait, am I still on this?
You're still on
Yeah,
it.
fuck off, Nico. No, listen. What was the consistency of the shit that you had to alleviate yourself outside of a bar? What was it? Was it diarrhea?
Close to it.
Jesus Christ! You just absolutely diarrheaed yourself in an alley. Where did you
Not
find?
myself. I diarrheaed the alley.
But you brought napkins?
I brought napkins.
Did you then go
Oh, yeah.
into the bar bathroom and wash your hands right after?
Yes, I went back in there.
No, we
There was a
didn't go
line.
back into the bathroom. There was a
line.
fat
There was
line.
a line. He's
Nico,
lying.
Nico, you shit yourself. And what he told me, he's making up this napkin backstory for the
What?
audience's benefit. What he told me is that he pulled off both his Nike socks, anklets, not even the long ones, so not a lot of service area. He said he pulled both of those off, wiped his ass, and was going to throw them in the dumpster behind which he shat, but then he realized, these are new hiking boots I'm wearing. These aren't broken in. He didn't want to get blisters, so he wore his shit-stained socks back into the bar and kept drinking and kept entertaining women.
Listen,
Everything but the Nike socks part is true. I went back in there, and it was actually a fat ginger kid. I was hanging out with a fat ginger the whole night.
The Nike socks, when you say everything but the Nike socks, you mean they were Adidas and you still wiped your ass with them?
Nico, when he is
You
drunk,
say Vans, maybe.
when Nico's drunk, he becomes a cheap little bastard, and he tries to sniff his way into some free stuff. And there was a fan. There were so many fans. I was like famous at that bar. It was crazy. Got recognized. I got 3 pictures taken. Recognized by 4 to 5 people.
They love us
Great.
in Vegas.
They love us.
This
in
is a
Vegas.
locals bar in Vegas.
Oh yeah, locals bar in Vegas. We're definitely gonna have to
Yes.
do a Leo Danny show or some kind of show in Vegas because it'll be big. Anyway,
I love it.
yes, we have to. But Nico, he met a big fan. Kind of reminded me a lot of Bailey, like that kind of fan, like a really big dude that's really sweet.
Looked like a giant puffy Cheeto.
Yes, exactly. He did. He actually did. Anyway, guy starts paying $6 for these games of bowling, right? And guess who's over there just raping this guy for game after game. How much money did that guy spend on you, Nico?
I think I was bowling with him the entire night, so I'm not sure. I think I spent at least 5, maybe like 3.5, 4.5 hours bowling.
And you didn't pay for any of it?
Not once.
I paid for one game, but he told me I didn't have to.
Nico,
I insist.
So this guy might have a bowling bar tab, and this is excluding the drinks he bought you. This is just the game. He might have a bar tab upwards of $300.
Yes.
On amusement.
Yes. Just because he's a big fan.
Yeah,
he took advantage of this fan, Danny, to the max. Nico is a fiend.
Listen to me. Nico and Leo, did you see how I treated the fans who met me this weekend?
That was really nice and kind.
Which ones?
All of them.
That's a giant cockroach. It's so scary how big that cockroach is.
I put them in the video. I took photos with them. Sometimes I even give fans the merch that I'm wearing off my back.
He does. I've seen him do that.
I'm very, very accommodating, Nico. For you to leech off this big ginger's bank account, who probably is less fortunate career-wise than you, is frankly disgusting. Shit like that's gonna reverberate around the internet space, and it's gonna get back that my cameraman is a scoundrel.
Yeah. Not only that, the poor guy was in friend zone with this chick.
He insisted?
Yeah, I paid for one game, and he was like, "I insist you don't." And I was like, "Okay." And he just kept going up to the
insisted.
bar
He was
and doing whatever
Neeks.
he
You
did
really
with the
think
bartender.
Neeks was being like, dude? Neeks is not a polite guy. Neeks was like, "Hey, let's get another game." He probably made him buy. How many beers did he buy you?
How many beers, Nico?
Dude, I don't fucking know. I think I switched to shots.
Fuck you, dude!
tonight.
You were taking shots and free games of bowling from this guy. Nico is just
I
a
think so.
fuck.
Hey, you guys were trying to fuck the girl he was with.
No, we weren't. Nobody was trying to
Wait.
fuck the girl.
Adam Fu and Leo were
Adam
trying to
Fu.
double team the girl?
Yeah, that would have been
Yeah,
hilarious.
Because he brought
No.
this fat ginger kid who was super nice
Wait.
and cool, was with this hot chick.
Oh, so you're telling
No,
me
she was-
now.
she was throwing herself out
Wait. All right. Things have changed a
Yeah.
bit. So you were trying to take advantage of her financially, but Leo was trying to take advantage of the relationship. Is that what you're telling me?
No, it was just his friend. It was just a hot friend.
Friend, quote unquote. We've
guy
seen
was
what can
trying to
happen.
get some pussy.
We've seen blowouts happen between Brooks and Cigar Guy over alleged friendship with women. Leo, you're just as big a piece of crap as Nico is.
Stop it.
You were trying to fuck his girl with Adam Fu.
barely even flirted with her. Adam Fu and I were just going around making our rounds. All right? I did not try to bang the ginger kid's girl. All right?
Did I give you permission to chase pussy that night?
You stop it. I don't need permission.
You always need my
I
permission
don't
to
need
chase
Oh,
pussy.
really? Hey, Daddy, is it cool if I go out and chase some pussy tonight?
You
Fuck
need
dude.
to ask.
Fuck you.
Hey, tell him the one thing. Tell him the one truth that rang clear to me while I was on 100 milligrams.
Dude, Danny was going around and he put his arms around me and he said, "You know I like you, Leo. You know I respect you." And I was like, "Oh, this is gonna be great. What's up, man?" And he goes, "'Cause you get pussy." So Danny came to the realization if you get pussy, he respects you. And that's actually a great measuring stick for anyone.
Yeah, I mean, think of it this way. In a lot of things in life, there is a yardstick of success.
Yes.
If you're an investment banker, it's how much you're worth. If you're a javelin thrower, it's how many yards the spear went. But just for general life accomplishments, sometimes it's not so clear. If you're a comedian, an entertainer, an entrepreneur, and this realization came to me in my greened out state that, hey, maybe the caliber of woman you attract, and I'm not saying this is true, this is just what my high mind, the conclusion it came to, maybe the caliber of puss that's willing to suck your penis in front of a business
Right.
is the measure of a man.
That's right.
And Leo, if that's the case, I don't know. He's Ulysses S. Grant,
That's right, baby.
who people used to think was a shitty president, but recent evaluations have
pretty
placed
solid.
him higher. Leo, if that's the case, is Andrew Carnegie.
That's right.
You get blown by hot chicks.
That's right, baby. Thanks, man. Thanks, but I appreciate it. You get about once a year when Danny's on edibles. You get, I don't know what it is. It's his most like selfless state. It's Danny. It's angelic Danny. All the demons are just like floating around and attacking him from the outside, and what's left is just a sweetheart.
Yeah.
It's pretty gnarly.
And Nico, I came to the conclusion based on women getting that you are equivalent to like a hobo based on the pussy you get.
Yeah, but he
Hey,
got lucky.
that's rude, man.
Well, you got lucky with Jill, all right? But you better fucking keep working that tongue, Neeks. You better keep eating that puss every night.
Yeah.
And her asshole.
And her asshole.
I would say any time I ever got with a girl, it was pure luck. So I can't put it past.
We're just pulling your penis, Nico. Don't take it personally.
Neeks, you're a fucking stud, dude.
We're just nibbling your ball bag.
Nibbling my nutsack.
Yep. But Neeks, you took a shit outside of a bar.
Unforgivable.
Behind a dumpster.
I would have been the talk of the bar if I took that shit inside the stall.
Oh, that would have been great.
What do you mean you would have been the talk of the bar if you took a shit inside a stall?
It would have been like, oh, who the fuck is taking that shit? And then they all would have been like high school bullies and been like, that's the guy. I saw those shoes in there. He'd take that fat shit.
You think it was that bad, that big of a shit?
I don't know. I was just, dude, we were fucking drinking.
Dude, fuck you and your IPAs. Dude, I will never. I succumbed to Nico's peer pressure, and he got me like 3 of those IPAs. You start hallucinating. They're so fucked up, and they fill you up. I don't know how you do it, Nix. And the shit I took the next day, the beer shit from the IPA, an IPA beer shit is nuts. An IPA beer shit is not a Coors Light beer shit. It's like fucking way gnarlier.
My stomach was ruined the entire fucking weekend.
Dude, yeah, seriously. I'm never doing the IPA bullshit with you again.
It's not good.
No, IPAs suck.
It feels like you're drinking a liquefied pine cone.
Thank you. It's so bitter. And it's a liquefied pine cone.
You feel so groggy. Maybe you're going back to a girl's place and the Uber is a couple blocks away. But by the time you get up to the bedroom, you just want to pass out in the corner.
Seriously.
And you don't have the energy to put forth the effort for foreplay.
Yeah. And at 6 in the morning, you creep over to her bathroom and just fucking demolish it.
It's 6 a.m.
Yeah. It's terrible.
Yep.
If she's a young professional, she might be waking up and she might need that bathroom to go do her makeup and freshen up.
Seriously. And instead, she's going to be smelling
I
your...
would have gone to her backyard and taken a shit in the side yard and blamed it on her dog.
Oh, my God.
Nico, you're a sicko. I don't trust you with dogs. Speaking of, I mean, look at that. I don't know what's wrong with Nico right now, but I know that he should be editing. That's his job right now.
Yeah, go fucking edit.
Nico, why are you wasting our time? Why did you call us and insist on telling us about your outside shit?
Seriously.
I thought it would provide great content.
Okay, that's fair. All right, dude. Get back to editing. Good work this weekend. I'll talk to you soon.
All right, peace out.
Fucking Neeks, dude. He said that also, by the way, as casually if one would say, like, oh, I tried a new wine last night.
Have you ever had to take a shit in an alley?
I can't remember off the top of my head, but I'm almost positive.
The worst place I had to take a shit once was after baseball practice in high school.
Uh-huh.
And I ran into the gym. And Grant High School was so ghetto that they had to just immediately at like 3:05 when school was out, they would just lock every bathroom because kids would be fucking sucking and tagging it up and blowing it up and just anything they could do in a bathroom to destroy it, fucking it, whatever, they would be doing. Mostly these dirty fucks all over the school. Anyway. All the fucking, it's 3:05. It's like fucking 5 o'clock. Practice is over. It's like 5:30. And I
thought it was 3:05.
No. Right at 3:05, they lock all the bathrooms.
Got it.
So I'm at practice till like 5 something. I go, everything is locked. Right. I try to find somebody desperately.
Yeah.
I'm shitting myself.
Yeah.
So the only thing that I thought was, a place where it wouldn't be horrible if someone took a shit was the showers.
In the showers.
So I went to the showers that almost nobody used ever because in these public schools, nobody used the showers. I don't think maybe the football team, but other than that, nobody else. With the baseball team, we never used the showers. Nobody did.
You don't
anything.
Sweat enough to need to shower after practice.
Either that or it was just not part of the culture anymore. Nobody would use those showers.
I never took a shower after PE class in high school.
Yeah, exactly. High school, you don't take a shower after PE. That's just a thing. So I decided that I needed to take a shit in the shower. And I just apologized to that poor janitor that had to fucking clean that up the next day. But it was what had to be done, Danny.
I got to know a little bit about the procedure here. Do you run the water so that it doesn't adhere to the floor?
I ran the water.
You ran the water, and then are you fully inside the shower, or did you just stick your ass through the curtain?
I took a shit in a communal shower. It was one of those where it was in the center, like a jailhouse type shower. It was all the shower heads were in the center in a circle, and they would all go to different directions. So I went against a wall, and I perched my back up against the wall, and I shat myself. And it was so much. It was just the loudest shit ever. It was just like a farty diarrhea. And once I was done,
Yeah.
I wiped my ass with those horrible cardboard like paper towels that they used to have. Like you remember those?
Oh, absolutely.
That they put like in the fucking. It's only in jails and middle schools and high schools in the valley. But yeah, I did that, and then I pressed the fucking button to the shower that was nearest that shit, and I left. And I never really told anybody until now, I think.
So you used the paper towels, which are pretty much the same consistency as plywood.
Oh, yeah.
You found it in your heart to go grab one of those and wipe your ass, but you couldn't, do the janitor a solid and pick up the turd and dispose of it properly.
Oh, it was not solid at all.
Okay.
It was just all
It would
over
be
the place.
difficult.
It would have been difficult.
And
yeah.
this,
Just push it in the drain with your toes.
Oh, I didn't want to do that either, no.
I think that would have been cute. Like you were a winemaker stomping on your
disgusting.
grapes.
That is disgusting.
Leo,
Full stop.
I'm confused that they had the showers unlocked, which
Yeah.
seems like just as intimate of a place as a bathroom.
I agree.
The
But
showers
the
in the locker
shitters-
room, it
yeah.
wasn't connected to any toilet facilities?
Not one.
This seems like, to me, I'm smelling bullshit. This seems like the start of Leo's exhibitionist phase, where
Oh,
he had
stop
the
it.
choice to use a fully occupied row of stalls, a fully unoccupied row of stalls, or to go into the shower and make some janitor want to kill himself.
Oh, really? I decided to do it. No, they had it. It was on a separate, there was a separate entrance to the bathrooms, and they would lock those immediately because kids would go in there and fuck and suck. It was girls and guys would go in there.
Why wouldn't they
together.
go into the showers and suck it? I think
it's because they were visible. They were open, and the office for all the administrators that like the football coach, the baseball coach, all of them, the showers were visible, which is actually really inappropriate. They kind of just made it so nobody would do it. I think they were just there not to be used anymore. I don't think anybody used them.
Here's what I think. I don't know if you guys experienced this. You probably went to a smaller school than Leo. So, did anybody have the faculty member who has a child at the school?
Jesus.
The principal, a PE teacher, a librarian. I think the janitor's son was on the baseball team. And I think he didn't hit quite as well as Leo, but he played a position way better. I think the janitor's son was a bitchin' second baseman. And so he ranked higher than Leo in the lineup. And so Leo, to get revenge,
God.
shat in that shower. So this $32,000 a year making poor old man with a mustache had to deal with it.
Derek just sneezed and the whole camera shook like crazy.
Never again, Dino. Never again if you don't want to get smacked.
Our guy's on his way, and he lives really close, so we should have our guest soon.
I've got a pretty good story along these same lines. It's short.
I think I remember a shitting yourself story where you were trying to fart at Dino. Is that the one?
No, that's a different one. I've said that one before. But
Is he going to
one
blow
is
Dino
part of it.
still?
Oh God! Oh yeah, we had one of the best Reddit posts I've ever seen. This fan sent, and it was a fucking poll of things. We're gonna read them to Dino, and Dino, you have to pick one. And if you don't pick one, what is Dino? Because I know he's gonna try to get out of it.
Well, we'll figure it out. But tell your story, Austin.
Tell the story while I
you're
look.
pulling this
Okay.
up.
So whenever I was in elementary school, I had a buddy that was like basically my best friend, and he ended up like passing away like a few years after this. But we were at, I think it was a McDonald's, and they have those big play areas with slides and shit.
Oh, yeah, the
And
ball
have,
pit.
They have those big, the cars that are like a little bubble that you can sit inside of up there.
Okay.
So my friend goes up there and takes a piss inside of it. Just 'cause,
How old
like,
is he?
He's probably in like third grade.
Okay. Acceptable.
So we're just being shitters.
Mhm.
And
Third grade is early to be that big of a shithead. Fourth grade is when all
Dude,
that started for me.
we were big shitheads. Me and this
Third
kid. Like he
grade?
was like a professional shithead. Anyway.
I just imagine
so he pissed
Nico
up
doing
there,
that. Little
And then
Nakes.
this young girl around our age crawls inside the play place too. And we're leaving, and we hear her go, "Hey, there's like water up here."
Mhm.
And we go, "Oh, that's probably not water. You shouldn't drink it. That's a bad idea."
Uh-huh.
And then she goes, "No, I think it's water. I'm gonna taste it. And find out."
no!
And that is what Austin has been masturbating to ever since.
That is disgusting.
Yeah, and then she tasted it and said it wasn't water. And I was like, "Scotty, you're a fucking asshole."
Oh my God!
How old was the girl?
She was our same age. We might have been like either first, second, or third grade, like real like early elementary school, just like fucking around.
Yeah, it's weird. Did you have a crush on her or anything like that?
We didn't know her. We were with his dad, like traveling across the state, and went to a random McDonald's, and it was just like this random girl who walked in after us.
Did you have a third grade crush on her?
No, I don't know who she is.
It's weird. I'm trying to think back now. I can remember all the girls I had a crush on.
I had a crush on third grade to this girl named Lander. Lander.
I had Kate Kishel, and I had this girl named Monica.
I think I still love Lander.
Don't remember her last name.
Really?
But what? Oh, also this girl. I have a girl. I had this girl. Okay, so there was this girl called Tatiana.
I had a huge crush on a Tatiana too. Fuck yeah, dude.
I bet Tatiana's a little Spanish, so I can see why Leo would like that. But Tatiana was the hottie of third grade at Green Hills Elementary School.
Nice.
And looking back now, I have no idea. Now I know what criteria attracts me to women.
Yeah.
Big hips, narrow waist, symmetrical face, some perky titties.
Yeah.
Back then, who fucking knows what it was? Her
It's
bowl
funny
cut,
because I
her
feel like
Rugrat shirt.
it's always the same girl that every kid has a crush on too. So what is it about? It's probably just a pretty face or a smile.
Yeah, I mean, we can ask Dino about
Green
this because
eyes.
Dino's
Yeah.
what he's attracted to hasn't changed.
Yeah, exactly.
Tatiana, I found her on Facebook. Very proud of myself after. Very proud that I tracked her down, and I was like, you know what'll be fucking legendary? If I nail out Tatiana,
Oh,
and this was in
God.
2008, so now that I'm about 18 years old, if I fuck my third grade crush, I can like look back into time and knuckle pound the little Danny skateboarding across the Foursquare court with a backwards hat.
Oh my God.
And he'll look up and he'll be like, yeah, you fucked Tatiana, go you. But so I add her on Facebook, we start talking. Her fucking mom, I find out, is the biggest gold digging whore in Granite Bay, California.
No.
Yeah, her mom used to always bring a new boyfriend to campus in third grade every week. And back then, you don't know what's going on with relationships and parents and divorced parents. But I see now when I go investigate Tatiana's page that the mom is dating an 80-year-old man.
Unreal.
And Tatiana is enrolled in flight school and just buzzes around the skies on the weekend, which, is there a more spoiled, I'm a cunty little princess who's never going to accomplish thing on my own hobby than flying planes on the weekends?
Yeah, how do you get access to a fucking plane? Like, somebody's got to pay for the gas. It's
Your
a
mom
lot of gas.
deep throats a rich 80-year-old. That's
there
how.
it is.
That's how. But
I think she's deep throating him.
Oh yeah. She that's how you win him over.
100%.
That's how you win him. I remember I was watching porn on a flight when I was like 15 years old once. Me and Mark Spiegelman, this kid who ended up being gay, and a dude next to us on the flight, he was 40 years old, looked over as we were watching deep throat porn, and he was like, "That's the kind of girl you want to marry."
No.
Uh-huh. And I think that's what this 80-year-old billionaire thought too. That this is the kind of woman you want to marry. So he funded Tatiana's flight hobby. But I started posting Danny Mullen-y things by the time I was, I guess, graduated. I tried to get our Tatiana on and off for like 3 or 4 years over Facebook. She finally sees a post I made about, I was bored at Dave & Buster's last night. I'm pounding on the keyboard. I tried to get a pregnant bartender to take a shot for $100 USD, and she said no. How lame. Post. That was a status update I posted when I was
I like it.
Just out of it's true. I mean,
Do you ever cringe at the status updates from your past?
yeah, I think so. But this one was valid because I mean, she's a bartender at Dave & Buster's.
Yeah, it's fine.
It'd probably be good if the baby got really bad fetal alcohol syndrome and just aborted. It would probably be good. I mean, it having to live with her as its parent is not good. But Tatiana wrote back in the comments, "You're fucking demented." Block. And I never got to fuck Tatiana.
Ah, dude, damn it, dude. We got to contact her now. And you got to find a way to get a coffee date. Because then we're going to film it, and then we're going to have some things happen during that coffee date. Like, I'm going to be a fan. Oh, my God, are you Danny Mullen? This is crazy. I mean, like, that time that you banged a hooker for a video it's one of my all-time favorite videos on YouTube. You're the man.
You think she would think that was demented?
Whatever. I'll make up something fucked up that you did.
I'm looking her up right now.
Well, that time that you exposed yourself to that fucking old folks home, and then you dick slapped that old lady on the way out, that was incredible.
I can't believe they allowed that on YouTube. The censors must have been.
All right,
feeling
while you're
generous
looking
with
her
that.
up, I'm going to read one of my favorite posts that you demented fucks have on Reddit. If you had to watch gay, it's a poll. If you had a Dino, you have to answer. You have to answer. If you had to watch gay porn, which duo would you rather watch?
Listen, Dino.
Listen to this. Number 1, Leo power bottoming mud flap. So really think about that. Just me, mud flap. I'll make him say some bitch too while I do it.
I'm picturing Leo spread eagle on his back,
Oh.
doing a bunch of hip gyrations.
Oh, that is disgusting.
I'm picturing Shakira-like hips from Leo while Mudflap's dick is in his deep as it'll go.
Oh, stop.
Which isn't very deep because
Power bottoming, Mudflap would be bent over and I would be like pounding him from behind. I think that's what power bottoming is.
Power bottoming is you're on bottom getting fucked up the ass, but you're offering,
my God.
You're offering most of the thrust.
Is that what it is?
Yes, that's what power bottoming is, asshole.
I didn't know. This is disgusting.
You thought you were gonna get off that easily?
It doesn't get any. Listen, these get worse. Okay, number 2. This is a good one. Fan Jerry fucking Danny's mouth.
That would suck, and it would take forever for him to come.
Oh yeah, he would take forever, dude.
Oh no,
that would be so bad.
I made a joke in one of our first Fan Jerry videos, in an older Fan Jerry video, the fake Wipeout one, that his cum would taste like the stomach acid of a yak.
Stop, dude. It would probably taste horrible.
I stand by that.
Battery acid.
It's probably got barnacle. Well, that implies it's fat, like a whale. What are you saying? Why would it have barnacles?
Yeah, what does that mean? Herpes?
There's probably enough like crap in there for it to filter feed.
You're saying there's life. There's ecosystems that exist in Fan Jerry's groin
There's
region.
life that exists nowhere else on this planet.
Sure. Okay.
All right. Oh my God, this is classic. All right, number 3, Mudflap topping Austin, which is mud flowing Austin.
No, topping is where he fucks him in the ass.
Is that?
Yeah, dude.
Really?
That's what I think. Power bottoming is definitely when you're
like
on
getting
bottom.
some top is how the kids say blowjob nowadays.
Perhaps, but they probably mean Mudflap just laying on top of Austin, humping him mish.
That is so fucked. That is so fucked. All that shit's fucked.
With Austin's penis getting erect at some point, it would be inevitable. You wouldn't be able to stop it. And the penis going into Mudflap's cavernous belly button.
Oh, just stop.
That's
This
a new
is
sex
so
position.
fucked up.
You would fuck Mudflap's belly button while he
Dude.
bangs your butt.
Oh my God, stop, dude. That is so.
The truth hurts, Leo.
We got 3 more.
Yeah.
Seaman Hoffman and King Croc 69ing. That is a
Why
gnarly.
are there so many of these? Why is
This
this
is a poll.
so in depth?
This is a poll. All right.
I think Seaman Hoffman is too minor of a character. We need to get him back involved. He's too minor of a character for anybody to vote for that seriously.
Right. That one was the least voted.
I
actually.
like it though. I like it.
It's a good one. All right. This is my personal favorite and the one I would choose. Austin sucking Dino's dick.
That's incest and gay. That's like the worst one possible.
Oh, you'd be going to hell.
I have to say, there's a tie. These fans, it's tied up. I'm sure I haven't. It's tied up with two. With 2. Which 2 do you think are tied, guys?
I bet it's you and Mudflap.
Not even close.
Is it Danny and Fan Jerry?
Obviously.
Dino and Austin? Okay,
And then the second one that he's tied with.
Dino and Austin.
Yep.
Right?
Those 2 are the top ones, dude.
I know the fans. They're a bunch
The
of freaking
fans would
queers.
tune in.
I
They
get
would
why
tune in.
I get why Fan Jerry is the most popular because
Yeah.
Fan Jerry has his issues with me.
Yeah.
So to see him get those all out in the
my
form of a
God.
brutal face fuck
Oh my God.
would probably make some people happy. I love that Austin has to blow Dino though, as the older brother has to suck his little brother's cock.
It's the most fucked up, demented shit of all time. But those scenarios made me die laughing. So
Imagine
thank you
these
for that.
2 totally naked, right there, and they do it right
stop.
there.
That's topic.
Stop.
They do it right there.
This
So
is so
Austin
fucked.
Austin sucks Dino's dick while Dino just sits in the chair that he swivels the camera from.
God, dude. That would be some version of hell, dude. It would be fucked up.
And then we send the tape to your mom.
Oh,
What would she do? Would she kill you and then herself?
I think she.
Yeah, probably.
I think they could convince her that it was just a master of special effects.
Yeah,
that
somebody
made that
really
happen.
good with Adobe After Effects.
Oh yeah,
It's a
somebody that's
hologram,
so
Mom.
good. Yeah, it's not real.
Austin,
Oh my God.
realistically, I know you got a price. How much?
Nah, dude.
$1 billion? Oh,
I get a price to let Fan Jerry fuck me in the mouth.
Yeah.
we need to know
dude,
that price.
There's a Like, lot of things.
there's
nothing
not
I
a
would
price
do
for
for.
it
I
for
would
me.
never fucking suck Derek's cock for money.
Come on.
What do you mean? Daddy would fucking let Fan Jerry fuck his face for money.
Yeah.
Well, What is money? I'm not as gay as Danny. Dude.
No way, $1 billion. You get to have your you with $1 billion. There's so much shit that you would do.
Mm-hmm.
I know you. You would have a private jet. You would have so many.
You know what you can't do?
What?
Reverse the situation.
You know what you can do? You could build a half pipe in your backyard and skate it without a helmet until you got enough concussions to forget.
There are like so many other ways that I could make money, though, even if it takes longer.
$1 billion, Austin?
No, it's going to be tough to make a bill.
Austin, just suck the dick and get it over with. We can crowdfund this.
All right, Danny, what is your price for this Fan Jerry face fucking?
He'd do it for free.
So Fan Jerry...
For content? Stop it. He would
Fan
not do it for
Jerry has
content.
to fuck me in the face. Oh, my God. Has he showered within an hour beforehand?
Absolutely.
That's
He's showered
a lot better. If he showered
He
an
put his
hour
Axe
or
spray
less
on his
beforehand-
ball sack. He put the Axe on his ball sack.
That's generous of him. I might have an allergic reaction to it, though. Sensitive skin. Fan Jerry fucking me in the mouth, realistically, a couple $100,000.
You sick son of a... I guess, what, you just put it in the S&P, and I guess it'll make you rich one day.
Ooh, yeah. A couple $100,000, I think so. $200,000, but I know what would happen is just to toy with me. God would see that I did that, and then he would make sure the next year I made like $1.5 million to make it seem like the worst financial decision ever to get fucked by Jerry.
100%. If you get mouth fucked by Fan Jerry, the next thing that happens is you get super, super rich.
Yes.
And you're like, I don't even need this $200,000.
And somebody filmed something. Fan Jerry had a GoPro running on his little studio station in his apartment.
Oh, yeah.
That'd be a good way to get you back.
I think that this is, I think Fan Jerry would enjoy that too much. But also, it would be the most watched video that we've ever done, probably. You'd link it.
It certainly wouldn't be on YouTube, of course.
It would be linked to the Pornhub, of course. No, the video, there has to be no video of it. It's just something that you two fucking... how does not one of you guys have a crypto millionaire fucking guy that wants to give $200,000 to make this happen? If you guys know somebody...
Oh, my God.
I mean, Hobbit Hand Hooch is rich, but he's very cheap. And he's very frugal. He drives a Ford Fiesta, so I don't think he's going to be giving out the $200K.
It'll be a fiesta in my mouth if he gives me and Jerry 200. Hobbit Hand Hooch seems like just the perfect money man for this.
Yeah.
All right, so where's our ghost expert?
He should be getting here soon. He left his house about 15 minutes ago.
Dino, you better get outside. You better get into ghost costume because we're going to bring Dino in. Dino, have your phone on you, too. Hey, how are you doing, sir?
Chad Kalik, everyone.
Chad, welcome, Chad. Take a seat. Chad said he's a big fan. He's got a sleeve tattoo up his right arm. Got a bottle of water in case this gets heated in here. We're rolling, Chad.
All right. My man, Chad. Chad Kalik is not only a director of an A&E show, but he's got a lot of projects going, including the one that in Australia you were telling me about that I think is really interesting. But he's one of the utmost ghost experts in the world, I'd say.
Foremost ghost expert.
Foremost. That would be accurate.
Talking to that mic.
Yeah,
Chad.
right in there.
And Chad, I'm glad you're here. You're a ghost expert because there has been some paranormal activity already around this studio. For real? Yeah, absolutely. There's something going on with our producer's hair. No, this is real, Chad. This is real.
Remember, he's a fan.
We just spoke to Sandrine on the phone, who you might know, and she had to leave her job at McDonald's early because of misaligned chakras. And I feel like the problem is emanating from this studio.
I agree. There's something very strange about it. I mean, if the Ghostbusters were real, we would have called them already.
I can't hear you, Chad. You got to talk right into that motherfucker.
Check.
There we go.
There
a little
it is.
louder.
Okay.
There we go.
Have you witnessed anything odd yourself around here?
Yeah.
Like what?
We saw a cockroach on that step just a moment ago.
Damn it, it's gone.
And also, we acquired this house under mysterious circumstances. A lady lived here. I believe she died. And then Invitation Homes, a giant corporation, came and bought up the house and started renting it to us. Did she die in this very room, Chet? I don't know.
Was it? Wait a second. So she died in here. She didn't have any family to leave the house to.
Nope.
How long was she dead in here? It could have been months.
I'm not sure. And I was hoping the utmost, as you say,
foremost,
ghost expert in the world could help us.
Well, when we get called, I shouldn't say we because I'm not, with the team anymore doing it. But especially when I was younger, coming up doing it, one of the first things you'll do is when you get called to a place. I mean, you dig back in the deeds, the history, like all that stuff to try to find out what exactly happened in that location. And it would be important to know where it happened.
Yeah.
And usually, well, it's weird because when you talk about hauntings, it could be a lot of different things, right? Like if somebody hears footsteps upstairs that shouldn't be up there. They call that ghost, right? If you set your keys down and a few seconds later you go back and they're gone, you're like, whoa. They call that a ghost, right? Most paranormal things that happen are completely benign, happen all the time. People deal with them every day and don't really stop to think about it other than to say that's odd.
Gotcha.
When there's negative things that happen, when people feel like this is trying to scare me or it is scaring me, probably about 80% of the time, we found that someone did in fact pass away. And typically it's like an unatoned type tragedy, like someone got away with it. Or like there was nothing much done after the fact.
An unsolved
and
murder.
And then the more and more
something.
you dig into it, you find out that there is in fact some really weird shit that went on that no one's really talking about.
Yeah.
And this is a reoccurable thing. I mean, this is, man, I've been all over the world doing this. And this is just a reoccurable thing.
Yeah.
Or you will find people that secretly, on their own, are dabbling in, dark art practices and the occult. And I would always tell people, you don't have to believe in that stuff. It doesn't require your belief.
Right.
It doesn't.
It's
it doesn't,
happening.
Yeah, it doesn't matter. It's going on,
Right.
So you don't have to believe in, good or God and the devil or anything like that. I think everybody can agree that there's evil in the world and there's good in the world.
Absolutely.
And the world is made. I mean, we're one big magnetic ball flying through this ever expanding blackness of question. I mean, wrap your mind around that to start with.
Right.
Right. So when it comes to things like ghosts and stuff, I really honestly think a lot of it is future science, things that we will figure out, dimensional things. I think a lot of hauntings are actually not dead people, but alternate dimensions, string theory, things like that. So there's a lot, to all of this. But if there's something going on in this place, I would start with the past, dig into the past.
Is there a most famous haunting incident where a family was slaughtered by a husband with an axe? And is there a most documented case of something like that?
Yeah, I did a documentary on it called The First Amityville.
Oh.
In Iowa, in Villisca, Iowa, there's what's known as the Villisca Axe Murder House. And it was the same exact tragedy that happened in Amityville, except in Amityville, supposedly Ronnie DeFeo went in with a gun, and they were trying to figure out how did one person with the shotgun or with the rifle kill, his entire family without anybody ever leaving their bed.
Right.
The same thing happened in Villisca, Iowa, except it was with an axe. Jesus. And actually, the youngest, there was 6 kids that were killed.
Oh,
2 parents,
God.
3-bedroom house. The youngest child was hit with the blunt side of the axe 42 times. You want to know how they knew how many times it was hit?
Sure.
Because the upswing put divots in the ceiling.
What is
So you can count the
wrong?
divots.
What the
Well, Leo,
fuck?
sometimes the kids don't do their homework.
Both guys in that
42 times? I mean, I get it once. Now
Yeah.
he's dead.
Come home with a C- again, motherfucker. I dare you.
He's never going to go to
Both
school
guys
again.
in that case, when they asked them, how did you do this? Both of them, 72 years apart, how many states apart, said a black figure came to me and said, I will show you how. In the case of the Villisca Axe Murder House, they said the black figure actually said, I will show you how, but suffer the children unto me. Meaning, I'll show you how with the kids, then you do it with the parents. So
King Croc was starting to talk me into killing people when he was
What?
a black figure.
Well, he is black. He is black.
So both the surviving husbands who took out the entire family, that was their explanation to the authorities.
well, one was a son, was Ronnie DeFeo in Amityville. That's what he said happened. And then in Iowa, it was a local priest that shocked everybody that came forward named George Jacqueline Kelly. And he said he did it. What's crazy is his attorney argued him into a hung jury and he walked because he was a known alcoholic. What? And he's sitting there saying, I did it. I did it. Yeah. And they said,
What the
his jury
fuck?
said, can't believe him.
Yeah.
He's a known drunk.
Coors Brewing Company did it. There you got a problem with that, Leo?
They're
I
responsible
can't.
for it.
That's incredible. All right, I have a question. What is the one time that you think is undeniable proof that you witnessed something paranormal in your experiences, or more than once?
When it comes to the paranormal, as far as things moving,
Yeah.
I give you a bunch of examples about that. But the one thing that I would tell you that really shocked me the most is, for a long time, years into investigating, I was not a full believer of this demonic concept. The idea that a spirit could take someone over and then exert this super incredible control over them. Well, I did a case, it would have been 2008, and it was in Quincy, Illinois. and it was this. It ended up being filmed for Paranormal State, and it was called I Am Six. And I wasn't there for the first time they went there. And I watched it on TV, and this girl did a bunch of weird stuff, but I didn't see anything that would convince me that another creature was inside of her, a demon per se. I ended up being a part of the show starting season 2, and the co-star or the star of the show, Ryan, Buell said to me, "Listen, I'm going to show you some stuff we can't show on the air. You've got to see what's going on here," because I was very skeptical to him about it. And there were photos of like Latin written backwards, carved into the inside of her legs.
What?
Why do all ghosts speak Latin?
It's weird. I think it has something to do with Aramaic, like the first spoken language of Christ.
Right. Those are The Exorcist.
Yeah, it's really weird. And it does happen a lot. It's really weird. And I don't know why it would be Aramaic over anything else,
Jesus, you saw this.
No, yeah, I saw it.
And why can't they show that on the air?
Well, it's A&E. I mean, it's
a family show.
It's for privates, man, like exposed, On A&E, they're not going to show that,
I'm sure you want to see that. Would you jerk off those photos, you sick fuck?
Don't put me on the spot like this.
I knew it. He likes jerking off to weird things,
The show
Chad.
was called I'm Six, right?
He might have a demon in him. He jerks off to this
episode.
woman barfing all over herself with a guy's cock down her throat. That's his favorite porn.
Well, they're
on her big breasts. I don't get it,
Maybe we
Chad.
should send Chad in to investigate.
I think Chad needs to investigate your room right now and tell it there's demons in there.
That'd be hilarious. I'd tell Mollis, he's like, I don't see what the haunting is. What's the problem?
Yeah.
Dude, Chad, it's awesome that you're a fan also, by the way. Thank you for following us.
Huge fan. Been listening for a long time.
What's up, Chad?
I think you guys have crazy amounts of courage for what you do out in the public.
Yes.
I appreciate it.
Anyways, but
So Latin carved with a knife, with a pen?
it looked
No, it was her skin from the inside?
It appeared to me that it had been carved with either a knife or actually I thought maybe a pen with blue ink because it was pretty pronounced. And I was just like, Jesus, bro. I'm like, what the
What did
hell?
it say in Latin?
You know what? I would be guessing if I could remember what he told me it said, but it was something to the effect of, it was a name that was pronounced in the demonic world of, the demonic has like legions of demons with all kinds of different names. And it was some name that was pronounced, written across that area. And he told me there's a big side to this case that we can't really talk about on the air. And a lot of it has to do with sexual things that are happening in the bedroom to this girl. And I'm just like going, what the hell? So when we showed up, first off, she's tiny. I mean, I walk in and she's maybe weighs 90 pounds soaking wet.
How old?
Like, she was 23. She had Marfan
So I would jerk off to the photos of her.
You
inside.
sick son of a bitch.
I didn't know how old she was this whole time. I was only
she was 23. She
Still on the
she
sexual
looked,
aspects of this. I'm sorry, Chad.
She looked like she was 15. She had Marfan Syndrome, which no one really knew anything, but that's a bone disease like oh God, Abraham Lincoln had Marfan Syndrome. It causes your fingers to get elongated and your chest bones to grow really fast, and you have a shortened lifespan if it's untreated. And so when I showed up, it was really weird because she wanted to avoid me, and I think I know why, because I became a believer in this stuff because my mother had a demonic experience, which is what blew my whole mind. Because I was a born and raised atheist. My dad's a career Air Force man. I'm a science guy, So when you see things that you just can't process, it sends you down. It sent me down the road. But anyways, back to this case. She didn't want to like talk to me or go near me, and I was just kind of like, what is going on? So before anything started, I said, let's go down and show me around this place. And they took me down into the basement. And I'm telling you, man, the second I went down there, it's one of those indescribable things unless you're there. You walk in and you just feel like a weight to the room, almost like literally like the barometric pressure changed or something. I was just like, and I was super quiet, and this was all filmed. And, Ryan says to me, dude, what is wrong with you? And I'm like, dude, I just feel like there's something everywhere. And he's like, what are you talking about? I'm just like, I don't know. I'm freaking out right now. And at that time, it felt like a human being, not like anything, like if you just grabbed my hand and like tried to pull it. So you could see me on film, like freak out from that. And then I come back up and he's like, what happened? What happened? I'm like, dude, I don't know. And then like, as he's coming towards me, it was pushed, but it didn't feel like two hands pushed me. if you took like a giant like a balloon and filled it with air, big surface area, it just went like against you. That's what it felt like. When that happened, I experienced something that I never believed in before too, and it's called Diabolical Confusion. It's which for a quick second you don't really know where you're at. Your vision doesn't work that well. You can't think that well, and you can see me trying to like process this on film. And at that time, there's two ways I could go. There's one way up the stairs that is out, and there's another room to the left of me. I turned to walk around to the left of me, and you could hear, Ryan going, dude, do not go in there. Don't go in there. I walked in there. That room had tons of gardening blades just hanging on this wall. Oh my God. Last place you want to go, like, and that's it. But I couldn't process, like, what was going on. So I went out. I mean, I shut down production, everything. I was like, hey, listen, like, stop. Like, I got to figure out what is going on here. So I went outside and I was like just freaking out, man. Just like guys, like I've never personally had something touch me or I've heard many people say it. And a lot of times, I hate to say this, but I'm like the most skeptical believer you've ever met. It's kind of like, unless it happens to me, I can't really wrap my mind around it, which I understand with skeptics. So I go back in, and the amount of weird stuff that I saw, for example, there was one time, by the way, she's avoiding me this whole time. This whole time. She's sleeping in her room, and we have cameras on her 24/7. And I don't know what the line was for A&E to decide what they want to release and what they don't. But they always had the decision to do it. But there was one piece of footage I argued for, and she was laying down under this blanket. And you could see both her hands. Right? And the blanket's up by her neck and she's sleeping. There's a camera in the corner. Her body started moving under the blanket, but it looked like she was slithering, if that makes sense. It just started moving in this like tonal way. And I was just like, Jesus, what is going on? And I'm getting closer and closer, and I'm looking at the screen. I'm going, what is moving under there? And from her side, and they showed this part in the episode, she just flies straight up, and her eyes just stares right into that camera. She holds it for like I think it was 11 or 12 minutes.
What the fuck?
And then just falls back down.
Wow.
Like over.
That's so creepy.
But that still wasn't the final thing that freaked me out. What freaked me out is we were down again. We decided we're going to go back into this basement and try to deal with whatever was down there. And they're trying to get me to go back down there. And I was like, fuck, man, I don't want to go back down there. So right when we get to the bottom of the basement, we hear this girl's mom screaming from the top floor where Laura's at from her room. And she says, Ryan, you need to come up here. She's not breathing. She's not breathing. And I just follow him because my job on that show was just to document. It was not to get involved with the family or anything. We get to the very, very top of the stairs, and Ryan's not like a big muscular guy or anything, but he's a grown man. She's maybe 90 pounds, and her neck is just like puffed out. I mean, it looks like a puffer fish. It's just weird. It's just like blue, and she's not breathing. What the fuck? And Ryan starts, he's a devout Catholic. I'm not. He starts reciting, I think it was St. Michael's prayer. And he goes to pick her up. And the first time you see it on film, he can't. And then he goes to pick her up again, and he's struggling hard as hell. You can see the veins popping his neck from struggling to pick her up. And one of the things they always say about demonically possessed people is that their weight becomes massive. Like 3, 4, 5 times what it should be, and that they're very heavy. I've never believed that. When he was doing that, I grabbed the back of her leg and pulled up. That girl weighed a ton. And I just stepped back. It just shocked me. I was like, oh my God. That was one of the most crazy things that I personally witnessed myself.
And how is that woman doing today? The 23-year-old possessed
From what I
girl?
heard, very bad.
What's going on now?
Well, took a lot of heat on that show because what I realized is she had a crush on Ryan, who was like the head of the show. And I finally just said, she doesn't want help, bro.
We should go film with her.
Like,
meet her.
Dude,
I'd
be down.
Would you
Should
get
we go
blown?
film with
Would
her?
you get blown by a girl with a demon?
Stop
in her?
it, dude. For the content, absolutely, Dan.
Are demons sexually transmitted, Chad?
Are demons?
Yeah.
Like if I got blown by her, would I then have a demon in me? I mean, Danny would just film. Dude, how often would you film if I had a demon in me?
You know, I think that's one of those things that it would
Demon
take.
co-host on a podcast would be tough.
It would take future experimentation to know. I don't know.
Exactly.
I mean,
You just imagine all of a sudden-
there are incubus and succubus, which are ghosts that have sex with men and women.
Yeah.
I've been on one of those
Really?
cases before. Yeah.
Danny,
Incubus, they flap down and they fuck chicks.
How awesome is that? What if like you were like, what if you just got mouth fucked by a ghost out of nowhere?
I would be. I would if I got woken up in the middle of the night by a ghost blowing me.
Yeah,
there's
that's not a big
probably a
deal.
20-second period where I'd be like, "This is pretty cool." Like I wouldn't be able to know that it was a ghost or not.
Yeah.
But then once it dawned on me that
Yeah.
it had like a giant gash over its eye and
Yeah.
it like its ribs were
Have
showing.
you guys seen the Entity, the movie about that, the incubus and succubus?
No.
There's actually a scene where it's like you can
Really?
really see her mouth just going all over.
Yeah.
No way.
Yeah, the Entity. It's
That's
about
funny.
a very famous case about an incubus.
Yeah. And so you said she's not doing well today. What does that mean?
So
and
what
have you heard?
happened
Where
is-
is this, by the way? Which city?
Quincy, Illinois.
It's
So
always
the-
sketchy, like third-rate cities where all this happens, right?
Of course.
Yeah,
Yeah.
there's reasons behind that.
This
too.
never
Like,
happens on the Upper West Side of Manhattan.
Rarely.
No matter who gets murdered
Rarely
in
do
what
you hear
apartment.
about it. Yeah, there's reasons for that.
LA's pretty haunted though, right?
LA? Well, yes, and more so in the hills.
In the hills.
For
Yeah,
reasons.
for
that
reasons
makes sense
too,
too.
yeah.
If you live here long enough to know what
You'll
I'm
know,
talking about.
yeah, the hill part is.
Yeah,
kinda-
the hill part's pretty haunted.
What does that mean?
Just like shady,
Yeah,
execs
look,
fucking a
most
bunch of-
dark hauntings come from unatoned tragedies. Things that are
Murders.
done that are brutal, and
Yeah.
then they get away with it. You know,
Rapes.
But in her case, the girl, back to your question.
Why'd you look at me when you said rapes?
I was just letting
Leo,
you know.
I want to replay that. Leo, Chad's like, yeah, most hauntings come from unatoned tragedies. And Leo goes, rapes.
I just wanted to let you know what kind of shit's going on up
All
there.
right, I mean,
It's hilarious.
all right, I'll think twice about the next time. Chad, so why is she not doing well? And what have
Okay,
you
so
heard?
this is what I heard. Now, remember, it wasn't my job to work with the families per se in the church. They tried to get us to come back a third time. I said the second time, I said, she doesn't want help because she has an identity right now that brings this guy to her front door. And it was very obvious to me that that was the case. And as long as that was going to be the case, she wasn't going to accept help. So they finally told her, listen, we're not coming back. Like, you got to go through the church because they kept not wanting to do that. From what I understand, they started to go through the church. And in order to get, like, for example, the last ordained, which means publicly accepted and ordered exorcism, actually took place in Iowa, of all places. And it was in 1912. And then the church stopped making it public what they do. And I'm telling you the reasons why. It's not secrecy. It's because the shit that you see in those things.
Oh, my God, Chad.
Oh, my God.
Oh, I told you there was a demonic energy in this place.
What's going on?
The demon is here. The spirits are with us. Chad, what can we do to banish this ghoul from our presence?
Yeah, just beat him up, man. I don't know.
beat his ass.
Yeah, it's just clearly a dude under his sheet.
No, there's not such a simple explanation. Spirit, oh specter that has joined us, grab a microphone. That microphone's gone, Spectre.
This one's gone.
No, it's there. Tell us, why do you haunt us on this Monday afternoon?
What did we do to deserve this?
Ooh, I was a fat woman, and you had me cut in half and raped.
Oh. Words do lead to violence. Chad, I noticed you said that when somebody is demonically possessed, they weigh 3 to 5 times as much.
Yeah.
Do you think all the fat women who got mad at this podcast, do you think maybe they are possessed by
I
the
just
black
recently,
arts?
I was listening to your last two podcasts today, so I'm just catching up with the fact that this has happened.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm not well versed in the fat woman department. I think probably like any guy, I've had my late night. Hey, what time is it?
Yeah.
You
Yeah, of
know?
course.
Yeah.
But
Of
I'm
course.
not. I've been blessed to not
for you.
go down that road. Now that's probably going to be taken out of context too.
No,
right?
no, it's okay, Chad. But would you?
I don't know. I don't know.
Would you say it's safer from a spiritual standpoint to have sex with skinnier women versus fat women because of the risk of possession?
Spiritually?
Yeah.
I don't think it would matter.
It doesn't matter either way.
I don't think that's true, Chad.
You don't think demons are, there's a little more room in there, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
They got a little more room to play around in there. You
Yeah,
know?
brutal,
it's like putting an
guys.
iguana in a tiny little tank. It's going to be pissed off. It'll
Yeah.
escape if it can.
Exactly.
A demon is not going to hang out in a waif model's ribcage. It wants Rosie O'Donnell.
Absolutely. There's room to
This
play.
is why I say you guys have courage, man, because I can clearly see why people would get upset by this.
No,
But
no,
it's
no, no, no.
funny.
No, no,
But
no,
it's
no.
funny.
I
But
don't
it's
know.
funny.
I was telling my wife about the other night. I said, you ever seen the little stand-up with George Carlin where he says everything's funny? There's a joke in everything.
Probably.
And someone said to Carlin, well, what about rape? That's not funny. And he said a mouse raping an elephant is funny.
No mouse
You
raping.
know what I
Yeah.
mean? It's like there's
It's funny.
humor in
Yeah.
everything.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, and there's
So-
demons in all fat women.
They fall for temptation. Like
Sit down,
They
demon.
fall for Dino. This is a spirit has graced us with his
Spirit
presence.
now, yeah.
Sit down, oh holy spirit.
Now, Chad,
or
what are the
unholy.
chances that you would do a video with me and Danny revisiting that old demonic house
with a chick?
with the girl? Yeah.
Well,
Dude,
I,
this
see, I don't know what happened with her. After, I know the church eventually turned her down, her local archdiocese, because you have to do a series of steps because they got to be legally protected. People have Annalise Michelle, a very popular, died during an exorcism or an exorcism. So
God.
there's a lot you have to do, and they got to be protected. And she wasn't willing to do a lot of it. So I mean, the last I heard, she was just kind of, pretty much everyone had kind of taken their hands and said, listen, if you don't want to do what's supposed to be done, you're going to have to deal with this. So in most demonic cases, man, they're not going to, they don't let people in. The weird, man, if you ever go in one of those cases, it's the most depressing thing. Everyone in that family is going to be the saddest people you've ever met. Most of them are going to be emaciated from losing weight, from not eating food and things because they're just so distraught by what's going on. They're going to be sick, a lot of sickness.
How common is this demonic possession? How many families are dealing with it?
Pretty common. I mean, not like, I don't know. I don't know what the numbers are, but we'll put it this way. Every single year on Paranormal State, we would get hundreds of requests.
Hundreds
for
of
stuff
requests.
like this.
And
And these are just people watching that show. That's not worldwide.
Right, that's not worldwide,
You know,
yeah.
that's
And
just-
the show's pretty popular, though. It was, right?
yeah, it was like the top rated paranormal show like in the world for like 3 seasons.
That's awesome, man.
And
It was really cool.
Are you able, when you're demonically possessed, are these people able to hold down a job?
Yeah, well, that's what's weird. See, like when it comes to demonic possession, Hollywood has really distorted people's views of it. Yeah. Like they, everybody's seen the exorcism and the spinning head and the spitting the pea soup and all that.
Right.
That comes in the final seconds of an exorcism when the demon is cast out, right? You won't even know. Before there's demonic possession is what they call demonic oppression. And that's when the goal of the demonic is to make you kill yourself. That's the goal. I want you to do the most blasphemous thing you could do, which is distinguish your own life. The thing that they want the most...
Is there any way we can get a demon in Austin over there?
The thing that they want the most is for
scary.
you to not believe in them. Because, for example, if I wanted to totally fuck with your life, the best way I can do it is if you just don't know. You don't know that I'm trying to do it.
Right.
Or you don't believe that I'm trying to do it. That's the best way to just fucking wreck you.
Yeah.
That's how demonic oppression works. And then they get to the point where people, they fuck with their life in so many ways, especially with they have a really odd ability to work with electronical things.
Demons.
Yes, demons. Yes.
But they make a good airline pilot.
Well, they do weird things like what they call doppelganger, which is there's on almost every demonic case that I've investigated and looked into, there would be a message from the husband saying something really bad happened, right? And then the husband gets home and the wife's freaking out, and he's just like, "What is going on with you?" And she's like, "What do you mean? You left me this message saying," and just going, "No, I didn't."
Oh, my
No, I didn't.
God.
How does
They can
one
send a text, a dick pic?
Are there any demons who have been canceled because of playing around with Instagram or text?
Yeah. Maybe
I don't know.
messaging
They'd
an
prefer
underage
to be
girl.
though. They'd prefer to be though. They would. Yeah.
They wanna
get-
No one's worrying about me now. Now I can
Yeah.
do whatever I want.
How does one pick up a demon? Is it a predominant negative attitude they have that makes them open to possession? Because there are probably some people in the audience who don't have much else going on. They work at Walmart. They're
Right.
kind of bored during their
Right.
downtime. They might want to learn how to write in Latin without
Yeah.
learning how to write in Latin.
And let me tell you, if you get demonically possessed, you're getting into one of our videos.
Yeah.
You're getting in a video. You're going to get to meet us. So look.
And there's definitely chicks who go to Comic-Con with giant titties and corsets will fuck a guy who can prove he's demonically possessed.
Dude, if you can make something happen that makes people question whether, everything they've ever been taught is real,
Yeah.
you're going to get some pussy, buddy. You know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's coming. It's the next step.
Yeah. So for those people who might want to be demonically possessed, Chad, what advice do you have?
Well, that's the interesting thing about it. You said, can they hold down jobs and stuff?
Yeah.
Yes. And
Wow.
when you're demonically possessed, well, one thing has to happen. One, and I don't know what happens during this time or when it happened. I've never been demonically possessed, but there comes a point where this person, and I don't know if it's mentally or whatever, where they are basically told, I can make your life better. Give me control. You cannot be possessed unless you give that control.
Sure.
Now, once you do, it will attempt to still remain hidden as much as it possibly can. So people have just talked about how when on interviews we've done and in documented cases, when someone becomes demonically possessed, friends and family will just notice things that are different. Sometimes it's like a big telltale sign is how I guess people who are demonically possessed, they can go minutes and minutes and minutes without blinking.
Whoa.
Like I could show you footage of a guy that for some 4.5 minutes doesn't blink. Try to not blink for 30 seconds.
Yeah, it's tough.
It's super tough. So,
By the way, Chad, right now, staring contest, me and you go.
I'm trying to gauge which one. I haven't seen either one budge yet.
Have Austin look at my eyes, and you look like Chad's eyes.
All right, I'm looking. Oh, I got him.
Champion. Champ, give me the keys to the Ghost Kingdom, bitch.
It's hard.
I take your job. That's how that works.
A lot of people would say that you're demonically possessed, but I just get so excited about the idea of me, you, and Chad going into that demon girl's house.
Yeah.
For a video.
Yeah, well, I'm sure you're excited
my
about
God.
going.
Stop it! I'm not going to get blown by the demon girl.
I would take you on a
I'm
ghost.
not. You would make me get up at 3 a.m. to go get blown by that girl, and it'd be the scariest time of our lives.
Here's what we
If
do.
you had a sister, you would fuck her.
I would do that for the video. I would try to go get blown by the demon girl in the middle of the night. Like, hey, you're in
Here's what
there?
we should do. How old is she now, Chad?
Oh, she must be 20 or 30, maybe.
She's too old.
Perfect.
She's too old for Leo.
Yes.
So that means we're gonna have to bring Swolby One Kenobi probably.
He'll do it.
But
we make Swolby fuck a demon girl.
we should bring her to the Christmas Story house. The Christmas Story house.
Stop it, dude.
We
We have to bring her whole family.
We
there.
did a video where we stayed at the Christmas Story house overnight, and we need to bring a girl and
to then
a
get
demon.
blown. I'll get blown in his bed, dude. I'll
Yeah,
get
in
blown
Ralphie's
in
bed.
Ralphie's bed.
It'll be great.
Be great.
Yeah.
They
the
let you
demon.
sleep in there.
Can we have her contact information? Don't be shy, Chad. Just say it right now over there.
Well, we can watch the documentary and we could try to find her. But we can watch the documentary that you made and try to find her.
6, 1, and 2. Yeah, it's on all apparently they put out DVDs of all this stuff, and they did a separate. You asked about demonic cases. We had so many of them. They did a separate DVD called the Demonic Cases, which are specifically the demonic cases that we did.
What do you think about this business idea? I open next to the Amityville house in New York. I open something called the Amityville Whore House, spelled with a WH, and it's just a brothel right next to
It's
the
a
toilet.
brothel?
Oddly enough, I think it would do well.
Yeah.
The Amityville whorehouse?
Yeah, and we take Swolby there.
Buddy, that is actually a genius idea.
Thank you.
The Amityville whorehouse.
What happened there? Some guy went crazy with an axe.
He told you.
No, it was the gun, Ronnie DeFeo.
Okay,
He
that
shot
told
his
everybody
whole
the
family
gun.
with a rifle.
And no, so the strange thing about that is you'd assume a shotgun blast would wake everybody in the house.
Oh yeah, and
but
they
it didn't.
No, they all stayed in their beds and let him slowly walk around the house and execute each of them in their room. So the police, everybody were like, "How?" Like,
And he didn't
no
kill
one
himself, did
ran?
he, or-
No, he went to jail. I think he's dead now.
He
went to jail.
What was it? His explanation was he was demonically possessed.
He said that, he said that it's a black figure. His first story on record that was that this black figure came to him, said, "I'll show you how to do it," took him back in the house and did it.
The same story with the axe guy.
Did he say there was any lead up? Had he been in contact with this figure before the figure presented
no,
itself?
Not with the figure, but he had a long, tumultuous history with his family. He had been in trouble for small stuff in the past legally.
Was he as good looking as Ryan Reynolds?
Yes, Ryan Reynolds was shredded.
He was
in
not
that
a
movie.
good-looking man.
Okay.
The
Fucking Hollywood.
He was so shredded.
Round Reynolds, yeah.
Remember they had the shirtless
They went
scene for
top
no
shelf
reason?
with that character.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No, DeFeo did not look like Ryan Reynolds.
And there weren't any Native Americans down in the basement?
Native Americans.
That's in the movie, right?
It was. Is it? Yeah,
I don't
haven't
remember.
seen
I think it's on a
I
Native
remember.
American burial ground.
That's what
It's how
that's
they
what
explain
made it. Yeah,
what
yeah,
happened.
yeah. Now this.
Yeah, that's weird. Yeah.
I want to keep talking about
Yeah,
that.
were you
about to ask about
there is
that?
a lot to
Yeah,
that.
I was about
that's
to ask
very
that.
real.
Yeah, yeah.
Well,
I
it's
was
on
about
its
to
own
ask that.
tragedy. There's a lot to that. That a lot of the really dark hauntings, especially in America, that you see, are like directly atop where Native American genocides took place.
And that was one of those events that you're saying, like something horrific and brutal that somebody got away with.
right, or it's unexplained, or no one ever did anything about it. Really,
Right.
Yeah.
Would you live in that house? I know that house is privately
The
owned.
Amityville house?
Yeah.
No.
You would not.
No. Well, Lorraine Warren, you guys know The Conjuring?
Yeah.
Her, like my family's case was her last case. My family went through crazy.
The demonic possession of your
yeah,
mom.
with my mother. I've known Lorraine well. I've done many cases with her.
And
We
she
did-
is she the the foremost.
I don't know
expert.
about The Conjuring. I'm sorry.
The Conjuring
it's a
is
big movie series.
They were big, two huge movies, but the reason why they're so big is because they're based on true events. They were a couple that were ghost hunters.
And Lorraine Warren,
yeah, and they're the most famous, and a lot of the stories seem pretty legitimate that they were involved in.
Yeah, Hollywood embellished like crazy, like they always do.
Right.
Lorraine and I, it was so cool working with her because I'm not an overtly religious dude. Like, and I don't apply that to what I do. I'm more of a documenter, and I'm more like, forget how we all feel. What can we prove? And
Right.
you know what I mean?
Right.
Lorraine is very religious and devout Catholic. So she approached everything from that standpoint. What I will say about her, the one thing I found the most awesome about her history is when everybody was questioning, she was a psychic medium, and Ed was more of a hardcore, just kind of like I am, like just a documenting guy. But Ed was devoutly Catholic too. I don't want to say that he wasn't. But when they were trying to figure out, is she legitimate or not? She came out, I believe it was UCLA, and they did a series of tests on, quote, psychics. Brought a ton in, tons. And their average accuracy was around 5 to 10%. Lorraine's was 35%.
Damn.
I mean, she stood head and tails above everybody.
Yeah.
Wow.
And so there's definitely the biggest thing when I was investigating with her that I would pay attention to is, what does she feel? Because, I mean, it's been proven that what she sees, thinks, or feels, she has a high degree of accuracy comparatively to other people.
Yeah, psychic phenomena, it's absolutely real. My dad he's a judge. He was telling me about a case where there was a missing body in the woods. An old man, no foul play. He just wandered off into the woods, ended up dying out there, was missing for 3 days. The police, the dogs, they could not pick up this lady's scent, this man's scent, could not find him, and they got a local psychic from the town. They hired her, and she walked basically in a straight line through the woods up into the mountains directly to where this guy had perished.
Wow.
That's happened a lot. There's been a lot of cases that go completely cold, and some psychic from out of nowhere has this, vision, and they call and lead them right to it. Yeah,
Dino just picked up the mic. What do you want to say, Ghost?
That psychic totally killed that dude.
That's possible too.
Nice.
If you want to break it down, just
I
pure
witnessed
science.
there was
I like your train of thought.
a guy they would train us on water safety when I was at Waterworld, and he was the most straight edge kind of like a Republican dude, and he was telling us that he's multiple times he saw a psychic say, yeah, there's a kid under a green kayak, and he was out like rescuing, basically finding dead bodies. It was that disaster that happened in Santa Barbara with the landslides when there was a lot of water, there was a lot of rain. I don't know if you remember that a couple years ago. Anyway, he found a guy, a boy under a green kayak that was dead, and he was like, he couldn't believe that happened.
Does that guy believe in the finders keepers rule?
He actually did say that he had some fun with the body before.
It's a good way to get demonically possessed.
So wow. So I want to hear what happened to your mom a little bit about the demonic possession. If it's too difficult of a thing to talk about, I understand that too. I'm sure.
There's and this isn't, I guess, a plug because it was released, 8-9 years ago. There's a film called American Ghost Hunter. It's a documentary that is about this whole situation with my mother and I. And it was exactly what you hear. Like I'll try to shorten this up because I've done hour-long talks about it. But basically, my father, we lived in southern Texas, like a suburb of Houston. And he was...
they're from Houston.
Oh, nice. I'm a Texan at heart still.
Yeah.
But my father was in an explosion. He had engineered a concrete company, and it burned him over 3/4 of his body, 3rd degree. He was supposed to die. They took us in on 2 separate occasions to say goodbye to him. He miraculously lived, and he was atheist when that thing began.
Do you mind talking a little bit more?
Sorry.
Mike?
Yeah.
He was atheist, and he claimed, the first time I ever heard him talk about spirituality or anything kind of esoteric like that, he talked about how my mother was suddenly showing up and or I shouldn't say suddenly showing up, but she was going to the burn unit, and at night she would stay with him, and the only place she could touch him at that time without hurting him was his head. And he claimed that she was healing him. And I remember listening to this story just going, what the fuck do you mean? Like, what are we talking about? You know? But I didn't want to question it because it was working. So it was like, whatever. And my dad just passed away a year ago. Love you, Pops.
Rest in peace.
But he, he made it through it, and he preached to me that he had this, this awakening spirit and and suddenly he became just very open to that. And then I hear we're moving back to Iowa, where they were from, and that we were buying this house. We went to see this house. My dad, when he got out of the car, didn't want it. Said he felt a sick feeling. Didn't even want to go in to see it. And my mother was sold on the house.
Jesus.
Went home that night. I remember the argument of him sitting in the living room just saying, Dad, look, I just want to look at some other houses. And she walks out with a 2x4 and lays it across the back of his head. What? And I'm just watching this, just going,
your dad? She
my mother
hit
did to
your
my dad.
She hit your father with a 2x4.
Yeah.
That she found on the ground somewhere.
My dad was a craftsman and all that stuff. It was just out in
So she attacked him. First time she ever attacked him.
Yeah, for even suggesting that we look elsewhere.
What the fuck?
Again, there's a lot between here and there, but we ended up buying the house. The two previous families before us, we later learned, sold it because it was haunted.
Oh my God.
Crazy long history to the house. The whole area, come to find out that every friend I eventually tell about this has their own haunted story. And the town that I'm living in is incredibly haunted.
Why?
And, well, it kind of goes, it partially goes back to do with that Native American thing, specifically what occurred. If you look where Omaha, Nebraska is, and some of the, the most brutal hauntings that I've ever heard of are all in that area. Mm-hmm. And look, as the Western Front advanced and kept pushing the Native Americans back, if you look at Omaha, that river, all you got after that is Western Nebraska and the Rockies. You got to have a water source to live. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. That was the last line of defense. So the worst genocides that I just sat down with living members of the Wind Clan of the Omaha tribe of Indians and kind of asked them about all this. And they were just like, yeah, no, that's what happened. And it's funny. I said, could it be possible, like spirit influence is possible? Because there's a lot of crazy stuff that's going on in Omaha. And I just interviewed police officers that are like, yeah, we're getting crazy calls to houses for haunted stuff and nothing's there. And, I remember sitting down with this mother that I talked to, and she gave me chills when she said it. I was having lunch, and I said, so why do you think that, people are having such a hard time now? And, is it due to these genocides and all this stuff? And she goes, I think because the pale face fears the spirit world. And she stops and she goes, we are the spirit world. Jesus. And it just gave me chills because I was like, oh my God, we got into this even more. Mm-hmm.
Pale face is an offensive term.
You are a pale face, Dan.
I don't like that.
That's what she
Austin is a pale face.
Well, and listen, they got, you want to talk about a group of people that have a good reason to be upset?
Native Americans.
Pretty brutal, man, what went down. And a lot of it I didn't even know until I got into their conversations about what they know.
Yeah.
And
you hear that, fat women? Some people have legitimate gripes, not you.
Mm-hmm. I feel like I'm getting too serious for Danny Mullen podcast.
No. We like this.
I like it. I'm locked in. I want to go back to. So that's why that area was perhaps haunted. It kind of reminds me of It. Isn't It?
Yeah, that's what it's about. They had a horrible burning of a bunch of, was it Native Americans?
I think a factory exploded. I think it was all white people.
I'm not familiar
with
that
but that's why that place was haunted.
Yeah, the town, or maybe it was a flood.
Well, it's in Potawatomi County, which specifically the Potawatomi were known for ornate shallow graves. And there's, in Potawatomi County, people don't realize when they're driving through Iowa and you see Sioux City, Des Moines, Omaha, Potawatomi, those are Indian tribes.
Right.
They took their names.
We're going to Iowa, dude. We got to go to Iowa.
You know what I mean?
We got it now, yeah.
They took their names. That's, they stole this.
Would you come to your hometown with us for a video?
Oh, yeah.
So what happened?
I would take you guys back there to some places.
Dude, let's go, dude.
Down.
That would be sick.
Seriously, I'll take you to the Axeter house. I can get you in there.
Oh.
That will blow your mind.
We'll bring Austin will be our priest.
Oh,
yeah. I could show you footage from there that'll blow your mind.
Dude, let's do it.
I'm kind of down. But, Chet, I want to hear, so your mom cold cocks your dad with a 2x4.
Yeah.
Where does it go from there?
Yeah.
Well, I mean, he was obviously upset, and my dad was such an awesome dude, man. I mean, he used to just always preach to me that You know, being a man means control. It means that you don't bully people. You stand up for the bullied. You know, you don't hit women. You could, even if they can hurt you, you can take it. You know what I mean? Like, you know, you don't. And there was times where I was just like, dude, knock her the fuck out. Like, what? Why are you taking this abuse, man?
Yeah.
She was
You
like,
know what
I mean, with a 2x4, it was a little.
Was there more stuff going on?
Yeah, dude. There was tons of fucking.
And this was all, this all started from the moment you saw this house.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
I
she
don't
saw
really
the
have
house.
any childhood memories before that of that.
So she got demonically possessed at that house.
Yeah, and it's such a long conversation as to how that happens, but I did start noticing the things that people talk about, the little things that you see all the time that are like, what's going on? Part of it is just like, everything's in the eyes, man. You know, how you feel, how you, like, you can just, if someone's drunk, high, possessed, whatever, like it's all there. And there was just conversations I would have with her that it's just like, hey, you're not you. Like, what is going on right now? You know? And it's like shit that no one could, you can only personally experience it, you know?
Of course.
And things started happening in the house that my whole family started talking about weird stuff they were experiencing, and I wasn't. And I was just like, just I'm in the water in Persia, Iowa here is like, you know, why is everybody, you know, into shit that I'm not experiencing? One day I was home alone. My parents took off, went to this town, Harlan, Iowa, to get groceries. I was alone. I walked through every building of that house, and I'm still flat out atheist, non-believer. And every room of that place, I went in, I was like, I fucking dare you. Do something. I ain't seen shit.
Right.
You know, just walking around the whole time.
I like that.
Provoking like crazy.
Yeah. We
And
should
like,
be doing that.
Like nothing happened.
Yeah.
Until that night.
Oh, God.
I'm literally getting ready to go to bed like any other normal night. I was in a room that was here, and diagonally, my brother was in a room that went that way. And right when I lay down, I'm talking right as I put my head on the pillow, it just sounds like someone, I mean, if I hit that wall as hard as I could with my hand, that's what happened above my head against the wall. Just
my God.
Whoa! And I just like sat up. It's like, what the?
Jesus.
I run into my brother's room. He didn't hear it.
What the fuck?
I'm like, that's impossible. I'm just like, it just shook everything in my room.
Oh, my God.
You know, and he's just like,
That's funny. You reminded me of something that I used to say was my paranormal experience. I do have something that I think was very strange that happened to me in my room, and a lady did die in my room. It was my dad bought a home. It was a foreclosure.
His prom date.
You son of a bitch! It was a foreclosure. An old lady died of natural causes in the room that I slept in. That I basically grew up from the time I was 8 until I left for college. Now this is all that happened, and maybe it'll make sense to you. I distinctly remember closing the window before bed because my dad was always watching unsolved mysteries and shit, and it was probably bad for my brain. But I was like, I don't like the window open. It's because it was towards the front of the house. I was like, there could be access into my room. So I closed the window and I locked it. I woke up around 3 a.m, right in the middle of the night. My bed was moved from the wall about 3 feet. And in a diagonal kind of way. Like, I don't even know how I would have done it with my hand. Like, it just moved a little bit diagonally, but the edge of the bed here was about 3 feet from the wall, and the window was open.
these things happen all the time.
These things happen, right? But there's nothing. I hope you were like, oh, there's this one ghost that always does that. He fucking puts it, and I would be like, oh shit, it was that guy.
Well,
You also could have sleptwalked.
I could have sleptwalked,
Well,
yeah.
you gotta
And I have
remember-
sleptwalked before.
The difference between a ghost and a demon, most people don't really like apply this, is a demon is a non-human entity. It's never been human. Ghosts are
We're
humans.
humans. They're humans.
So yeah, there's things that happen all the time, and a lot of times you just like. I hate the term paranormal because it it implies that activity is weird or something, or it's above the norm. There's weird stuff going on all the time. It just doesn't matter to your brain.
Right.
I'll give you an example of what I'm talking about. If you've ever bought a new car or even a used car, suddenly you notice everybody else who's driving the same model of car you are. You can pick it out like crazy.
Yeah.
That's your subconscious because it's important to you now. So now it finds it.
Yep.
It's the same thing with paranormal events.
Gotcha.
Weird shit happens all the time, but people,
don't
it's not
notice it.
important. And the brain's job says not important and it moves it, you know? So Like I said, we're on a spinning electromagnetic ball going through the blackness of the.
It's weird.
None of this stuff can make total sense.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Right.
So that weird stuff happens all the time.
Gotcha.
You know.
So a black figure approached the guy at the Amityville whorehouse. That's staying with me here.
I know, man, and we haven't even really gotten into the depths of your mom's demonic possession. I mean,
No.
What is? Give us like just one, probably the worst night. Give us the worst night of her possession. I'm sorry to even do this to you, but
Leo DiTavio DM'd her. I don't know.
Look, I know it's like there's things I could talk about. It's just like, and of course it hurts to talk about it because we don't have a relationship today because of it.
really, is she doing okay?
No.
Jesus.
No.
Can we go visit her? Maybe we could fucking solve this on video. That would be the best thing ever.
She doesn't want to see you in the flesh, Leo.
Yeah, no, it's
Well,
not.
maybe she
yeah.
does, Danny. Why would you say that to me? Am I getting older?
Well, but a big part of the reason I like talking about it too is because again,
Feeling
unless you
Republican?
experience this stuff, it's really hard to wrap your mind around it. But like, what is, I guess, the worst night? The Warrens initially send out when I was, she was 16. The Warrens sent out, before they would go places, they would have teams that would go see, is this real?
Yeah.
Because a lot of it's not.
Right.
A lot of it's not.
That's just
It isn't.
bullshit,
It's true.
yeah.
There's tons of hoaxing that goes on in this field.
Right.
90% of what you see on television is hoax.
Bullshit,
You
yeah.
know what I mean? Right. So it's like they came out. These guys came out, and their job was to determine if it was real. And if it was, to let the Warrens know. And in that American Ghost Hunter documentary, you see their notes. And when they came out, they right away just started provoking like crazy. And dude, it was like a bomb went off. It was like a paranormal bomb went off. And yeah, my mother for 3 days was in a bedroom talking in voices that weren't hers, speaking in languages she doesn't know. And when you're sitting there, I mean, what do you do with that? You know what I mean?
I think what you're saying is getting possessed is a good alternative to Rosetta Stone.
I mean, look, if
That's
I
actually
could
funny.
snap my fingers and know Latin,
Gotta find a ghosty, Leo.
But what's really interesting about the notes I brought up, so at the end of it, you would hope for like a good notes, right? Like, hey, maybe a little haunted, but I got a solution, blah, blah, blah. Or they're just kind of, or maybe she's just losing it mentally.
Right. That's what I was gonna
their
ask you.
notes were, we ardently affirm the serious nature of this situation, that we deem this a devil strength diabolic infestation.
Jesus.
That was their notes. And they listed everything that they personally had witnessed, from objects levitating to bleeding.
Quick prayer from Austin or Dino just right now. I'm feeling a little, I just don't want that demon to come into this room. Quick prayer. Come on, guys. Come on. Throw something at me.
Ghosty, give us a prayer.
Come on.
Bruh, I'm a fucking demon. You want me to say a prayer?
God damn it.
Fucking, you son of a bitch,
I
Dino.
thought we were
This
going to
was
get a prayer.
serious.
I thought we were going to get a prayer until
This
we
was
went
serious.
yo.
I was feeling a little overwhelmed right there.
This is scary stuff, man.
Yeah, come on, man.
How come, Chad, levitation of objects, has that ever been captured on camera? Because that sounds like it's a common thing.
Yeah, it has.
Yeah, it's been captured. Yeah, there's footage out there of things flying and moving and stuff like that. I'll tell you what, the footage of the stuff that I would really want to see, it's stuff Lorraine told me about before she passed away. She told me about this case that they did in Mexico, and this was an ordained Catholic Church official exorcism that they allowed her to come into. She said that the girl that was possessed not only levitated in the seat, she said it was only like 2 or 3 inches off the ground, which is a lot when you talk about levitation.
Right.
But she looked at her and said to Lorraine told me, she said, I only cry tears of blood for you. And blood started running down her face. And
That's the creepiest thing I've ever
teardrops
heard.
turned blood red.
That is the creepiest
And
thing
Lorraine
I've
said
ever
that they got it. And I said, what they do? And they said they took a sample of it. I said, well, she said it was human blood.
Oh my God.
So she started bleeding out of her eyes. And again, Lorraine is telling me this in private. She's not selling me something. You know,
Right.
she's talking to me. And I'm like, the Catholic did they have this footage? And she's like, yeah. And I'm like, why don't they release it?
Right.
And she goes, do you understand that is just not something that the average person could wrap their brain around? She was like, that type of information will launch a group of people that are scared to death of it. She was like, but it will launch a group of worshipers of it as well. She was like, there is a natural balance in the world that the church wants to maintain of these types of beliefs. Because I'm like, wait a minute. So I know for a fact that every year in Pittsburgh, all the top exorcists from the Catholic Church meet there to discuss the nature and the growth level of demonic cases.
What's that date?
And they meet in Three Rivers because there's a big belief that rivers block negative spiritual energy. So they meet in a place that's surrounded by three rivers.
Mm-hmm.
Really creepy stuff that goes way back, man. And that's the thing. It's just like, I love talking about this stuff and coming on shows and doing it. But for each show that you go on, you got to pick, like, how serious are we going to get? Because there's real layers to this. Like shit that we can go down privately.
Me and Danny
would blow your mind.
It'd be a good mix of serious and not serious. But I'd be willing to guess that Danny at the most serious moment might crack a really fucking inappropriate joke.
I probably would.
Yeah, he would.
But I gotta say, Chad, this has struck something in me.
Me too. We have to do something.
We have to do something with you. I would love that.
I have hours of footage privately if you guys want to see some stuff.
Of you masturbating? No thanks.
That
Chad,
like I said, I'm a fan, Danny.
He's a fan. He's a fan.
I'll take a peek, but it's our little secret.
Yes.
But no, paranormal stuff that would really, would shock you.
Okay.
Shock you.
All right.
I have a documentary coming out called 74 Minutes in a couple weeks in Halloween that is like some of the best stuff that I've captured throughout my career that I'm releasing as well.
Oh, dude, please send that over, man. We'll definitely watch it.
He jizzes in his own mouth at minute 73. Credits.
If he ends it like that, that'd be hilarious.
I knew at some point the jokes would turn on me.
I knew that would be so hilarious.
We'll help you peddle your little tape here, Chad. Don't worry.
We got you.
I hope the first documented video, 100% evidence of a ghost, is just like some girl getting railed by one.
Oh my God!
What's
Austin.
wrong with you?
The fuck.
Be like, oh, we have definitive proof that ghosts are real, and it's just this chick getting fucked by an invisible man, like some OnlyFans girl with her camera on.
God, Danny, it would be quite the fucking video, dude. Or a ghost hunter video. That would be a classic.
I'm still disgusted by
I know. Austin's a sick fuck, dude. What do you want to
If you guys want to do it, we can do it, man.
Oh, we're going to do it.
Chad, I want to say thank you again for coming on here.
Absolutely.
We're going to have your socials linked in the description.
Would you like to pitch, I don't know if you want to pitch, do whatever you want.
No, if you guys like this stuff, I have a podcast too called In a Crowded Room. It's on YouTube. Just go to my YouTube page, youtube.com, AGHChad, and go to AGHtelevision.com. That's all my stuff.
I'll put all those links in the description.
Cool.
Hey, man, Chad, seriously a pleasure. And, dude, we have to talk more because, there's a lot there.
We got to get out to Sioux City, Iowa.
Dude, I think that would be a fun.
Villisca.
We got to get out to Villisca, Iowa.
Two videos.
I'm going to go out there dressed as a native chief and do something disrespectful.
Oh, my God.
Try to provoke the ire of
That would probably do it.
We're doing Edward 40 Hands in a haunted house.
The Amityville whorehouse is privately owned. We have to make friends with whoever lives there.
And it's
Yeah,
been
we could do
changed.
that.
Like they took
been
the
changed.
Dutch windows out.
Cowards.
Why
A big
would they
part
do
of it's
that?
been
Why would they do that?
Because of people showing up wanting.
Oh.
The owners are just like, cannot deal
They
with
should have
this.
monetized that bad boy.
Yeah.
Well, to me, don't buy the Amityville house then.
Right.
I mean,
if you
it's
don't,
gonna
yeah.
go
It's in a
on
nice
forever.
area, though. It looked like a nice house.
Amityville's a really nice, uppy,
It's
neighborhood.
beautiful.
You would never live there in that house, though.
No.
Would you go into that house? Would
Oh,
you,
no. I'd
would,
go there ain't anywhere I wouldn't.
Would you spend the night
There's
in that house?
there's
I
nowhere
spent
you
the
wouldn't
night in
go.
Chillingham Castle.
Wait,
bro.
would you go back to your
yeah,
childhood
I mean,
house?
Yeah.
See, you would.
That would be the toughest one.
Wait, what's this castle you're talking about? You just mentioned.
Chillingham
Sorry.
Castle was owned by, constructed by King Edward Longshanks, which is the real king that drawed and quartered William Wallace from a movie called
Braveheart.
It was literally constructed to not only kill the Scots, but more importantly, to come up with ways to torture their children.
What the fuck?
And this went down, and it was used as a tactic in war. Like, you're not going to want to fight me if my goal isn't to kill you; it's to torture your kids.
Jesus Christ.
So that's what they did, and yeah, I spent a week there filming, and that was pretty haunted.
Yeah,
A
I
lot of
can't
crazy
even
stuff
imagine.
went down there.
Jesus Christ.
I've got some crazy footage from
Danny
that
would have
place.
masturbated.
I've been to Alcatraz, you name it, dude.
Alcatraz is pretty gnarly too. I felt some energy in Alcatraz. You've never been, right?
That was your suppressed homosexuality.
Oh, really? Is that what it was?
I think it was San Francisco brought it up.
I
not
wanted to fuck Al
Alcatraz itself.
Capone in one of the fucking cells.
I hope you wore a condom.
Oh yeah, because he had syphilis. He died of syphilis.
That's one you would want to wear a condom.
Yeah, definitely. I don't want to get that syphilis.
You don't. Well, this was awesome.
This was amazing.
Pleasure, guys.
And
Thank you.
I hope the spirit departs before the podcast ends. Your spirit, please leave us.
Please. Goodbye, spirit.
And also, we should have had Sandrine.
Yeah, we should. Sandrine has a demon inside of her, I think, Chad, and you
Yeah.
could really help her. Either way.
We have to see, dude. We should do a live exorcism for
On
the channel.
Sandrine?
On
That would
Sandrine.
be
Chad, can you perform exorcisms?
That'd be,
no.
Oh.
no, yeah, you have to be a priest.
That's another thing too. When you see exorcisms on these ghost shows,
bullshit.
no, it's absolutely not. There's it's called a deliverance ritual that occurs before exorcisms, and anybody can read that. That's what you're seeing on TV. Even in the I Am 6 show, they had a priest that came in that what he read on the show was a deliverance ritual. You can't actually get the Roman, ritual of exorcisms unless it is a ordained Catholic.
It has to be an
exorcist.
ordained Catholic, and not just a priest, an exorcist
An
specialist.
exorcist, that they specialize in.
Okay,
that.
it's got to be
That's
something.
what
We
they
got to
do.
find this
Do they
guy.
still operate in secret?
They do. Yeah.
Dude, what if we have randomly a Catholic priest exorcist specialist that's a fan of the channel? He's down.
He's like,
Like,
I want some
I'll do
content.
it.
We'd probably be the first guys who'd be interested in exercising.
Yeah, he'd be like, Danny, sit down.
Yeah.
He'd be like, no.
You've got
do
a
it.
legion in
All of
you,
a sudden,
bud.
he takes the demon out of you, and it's the one it's been the productive guy.
Oh, hey, Dino. Good to see you, man. You missed a lot of podcasts.
Yeah, this is Chad Kalik.
Yeah.
He's a good guy. He knows
Yeah, you're hella
Late,
late.
dude.
You're actually fired.
the fuck. That
All
was
right.
awesome, bro. What a great pod.
That was
I've
the Leo
enjoyed
and
it.
Danny show. Thank you.
Hell yeah.